Hello, hi everybody. Good evening. It's me, your girl Raisna. Hi. I hope everything is well. Good evening to you all. Today is Thursday. Yes, today is Thursday, June 29th, 2023. We are going to be playing the queer visual novel called Call Me Under. Someone contacted me about it. I think it's because I did the Touch Starve demo a while back, and so I got an email about it. So I'm gonna briefly read about it. Okay. So, Call Me Under is a queer eldritch noir tale that takes place in a mysterious underwater city of Styx, a haven inhabited by humans, sirens, and otherworldly beings. Hey Tuham, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're doing well. I was just reading about the visual novel demo that we're going to be playing today. So where was I? Okay. Underwater city of Styx, a haven inhabited by humans, sirens, and otherworldly beings. Play as a choice of two faceless protagonists from the surface seeking to leave their past behind. They say there's nothing more than a clean slate, but maybe not if you find yourself thrown into the middle of a brewing fight between the shadows and the light. Two ancient entities, embroiled in a centuries-long battle for power. Ooh, alright, this is my kind of story already. As a rookie detective, you'll investigate the mysterious missing persons cases littering the streets of Styx. Why have so many gone missing? Who or what is behind their disappearances? Why there's sudden earthquakes rattling the city? Call Me Under is about destiny, questioning the morality of yourself and those around you, and asking yourself what exactly defines good and evil. Though you'll decide whether to bathe in darkness or reach for the light, there's no telling what others will do. You get to know the important players of this mystery, and you'll find these characters revel in the gray crevices where secrets lie and waiting to be found. So, it seems really cool. I think I made a command for this. It was a visual novel? Yeah, so I linked the visual novel link to the demo right there. That's where I downloaded it. Yeah, it sounds like an awesome game. So we're gonna try it out. The demo's about like 1 to 2 hours, so we'll see how far we get today. But yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me up while you're doing your cleaning. I appreciate it. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started. I won't be using my controller for this one, so here we go. Alrighty, here we go. Also, like, the artwork already looks really nice. Like, I'm definitely drawn to, like, this character, this one. Like, I like all of them, but definitely this one stands out to me. This one, too. And then these. Just all of them. Oh my god. I think this is the singer. I think this one's, like, the lounge singer, because I saw a panel where, like, this one is in front of a microphone. I have a feeling this one. Why do I think this one's like a siren? Hi Titan, how are you? Good evening. I hope you're doing well. Oh no, are the sounds going through? Okay, cool. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Happy Thursday. I forgot to turn off my offline my music. I see you like them jawlines. The art style does look pretty cool. Wait a minute. Hold on, I have to look at something really quick. Now that you mentioned jawlines, I'm gonna go back to my debut PowerPoint to look at something. Hold on. My debut PowerPoint. I need to check something on my husbando wall. Now that you mentioned jawlines, I have to check. I have to check now, hold on. Wait. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. A lot of them have very nice jawlines. The ones that stood out to me were Seto Kaiba, Virgil from Devil May Cry, specifically Devil May Cry 5, Chrom from Fire Emblem has a jawline, so does Emmerich. Oh no, alright, I'm leaving, wait, Lux, Two-Ham just called me out on something accidentally. Was like, I see you like them jawlines, the art style looks pretty cool. Are we yes, we're talking about, I had to check the pipeline really quick. I was checking a few jawlines, and actually that statement is very much correct. That statement is very much correct. Also, wait, hold on. Does Adam Driver have a... yes, I was checking the jawlines, wait. Oh. Adam Driver also has a nice jawline. So I was like, wait a minute, Kylo Ren has a jawline, fuck. Oh no. Oh no. Uh-oh, I'm in trouble. Also, wait, hold on. Can I check something on Final Fantasy 16? Hold on. Clive Rosfield, do you have a jawline? Fuck. He does. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man, if you ask me to be normal next week, I can't promise. Sid, wait, hold on. Sid. FF16. Sidolphus. Shit. Sid also has a jawline. Wait, I need to check Barnabas. Hold on. Barnabas. I can't spell his name right now. They all do. Fuck. Shit. You're asking me to be normal when I play Final Fantasy 16 next week? I'm gonna make a new command. Well, Wild has asked me to make a command, and you're not gonna be surprised when you see it next week. Not at all. Not at all. Also, there's gonna be content ratings next week. It's gonna be like mature filter plus like because like someone was telling me it's like heavily like high fantasy and like Game of Thrones. They're like, hey, you've seen Game of Thrones, right? And I'm like, yeah. Why? There's stuff that happens, and I'm like, content warning. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah, so definitely gonna, I started adding those. I was like, oh, how do I do this now on Twitch? Because they added those things. Like, oh yeah, click that because possible sexual themes in this visual novel. It is 17 and up, so if you're a youngin' under the age of 17, please kindly step away from the screen. Click off my channel. Thank you. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to. For all the people currently playing Final Fantasy 16, y'all let me know about the content warnings. Like sexual themes, not necessarily like like gore, but like there's like violence, yeah, like blood and stuff. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm gonna have to like check mark them next week. I haven't even started the visual novel. We're just talking about my pipeline. Also, everybody, now that we're staring at the title screen, which one do you think I'm going to pick? Based on what you know about me. Lux, you already know who I want to pick. So you can't answer yet. You have to go last. You have to go I feel like I already gave away my answer like earlier. Active listening. No, not active listening. What's the other one? It might be no, it's not active listening. But if you were paying attention earlier, I definitely gave major hints to which one I was going to pick. And then I found out other reasons why I was going to lean towards that character. Oh yeah, they also have another game called When the Night Comes. It's on sale right now for the Steam Summer Sale too, so you should check them out. Lunaris Games. I think I have the link here somewhere. A visual novel. Is it the one with the jawline? Is it the one with the jawline? They all have jawlines. Also, I'm definitely going to use this command more often when I'm playing visual novels. I'll just change the links and have the noise you just made. Oh no. That's because you know, Lux. You know. I will hold myself back from the Steam Summer. I know, Titan. I know. I'm trying so hard to. I saw some games I wanted and I was like, no, I can't. I'm going to FanFest later this month. Oh my god. I keep thinking it's July, but it's not July yet. It's almost July. It's so hard. It's so hard. But yes, to answer your question, yes, it is the dark-haired one. Their name is Blue. Their last name might be Castor with a K? Question mark? I say question mark because I'm not sure. I saw it in passing, but I'm like, huh? Wait a minute. That's my last name. Raisna Circe Castor. My full name. 'Twas meant to be. It was really funny. Also, my sibling handed me this book called The Love Hypothesis, which is essentially you're gonna laugh at me, and also you're gonna question me, because I read the whole damn thing. It's called The Love Hypothesis. It was essentially a Kylo Ren Rey fanfiction rewritten into being original fiction. And you can tell it was a fanfiction. My sibling gave me the copy that she like marked up. And I was like, man, yeah, your fanfiction mind went wild. Like with all her notes, I was reading her notes and I was like, this is so funny to me. Cause like she read this and she annotated it. And like her comments were just hilarious. I was like, I'm reading this now for my sister's comments than the actual like storyline. I'm reading it for the actual comments she made. And she marked it up a lot. Like, she's got sticky notes and like pen marks. She's that type of person. She marks up her books. So she can't resell them. Unless it's for school. Then everybody loves her notes. Yeah, you were reading it for the plot. Fanfiction writers are a different breed. They're unhinged. And I say that as a fanfiction writer myself. We are unhinged. Unhinged completely. They either go into creating like original novels, or I feel like they like branch out and then maybe potentially go into like visual novel games. I feel like there's like two or three branches. And then there's fanfiction writers who do both. You know, they write fanfiction and then they can illustrate. So they go into like webtoons. Which, that's very powerful. To be able to write and illustrate and make your own webtoon, God, yeah. If I could do that, I'd be writing my own stories. I have a problem. I'll start a story and I won't finish it. Yeah. It's like RP and roleplay. I have to have another person to keep me on track. Otherwise, I won't finish, like, the story. Think of how powerful I'd be if I didn't have ADHD. Oh my god. You'd be so powerful. We would be so powerful if we didn't limit ourselves. Or like things didn't limit us. It's just like, oh, squirrel. Like, right. I'm also distracted right now. Like, imagine how powerful we would be. We'd be so powerful. Yeah. I can't write on my own, but give me a good RP partner. You just write. You just write. I'm just really sad because, like, I haven't been able to, like, write. Like, I love my writing partner. I'm just really sad because, like, I get writer's block, not because, like, I run out of ideas. It's like, I feel like I don't have time to properly sit down and write a response. And so, like, the quality of what I'm writing to my friend hasn't been as good as it has been in the past. But I think that's just also adulting too. So, like, I have to really just pencil in time the way that I do with stream to respond to her. Because, like, I enjoy writing with her. I do. So if you ever have, like, a writing buddy or something like that, take your time, yeah. Writing is kind of ruined for me. I write too many technical documents for work. Oh, no. Oh, no. But do you enjoy other people's writing? I hope creative writing still isn't ruined for you. I hope you can read fan fictions or comics or, like, original novels that isn't technical. God really said, squirrel, where? I know. Same. I for what I do, I'm just like, okay, it's very cookie cutter, but then I have to, like, add a lot of, like, empathy. And sometimes I feel like my empathy well runs are a little dry, and I'm like, man. Oh, man. So I have to replenish that. What's everybody's favorite web novels? Tell me. If you have recommendations for me as well, if you're in the Discord, drop them in the library. Drop them in the library channel. I'm always down to read more webtoons and web novels. Let me know if I need a VPN to read some of them, though. What's a web novel? So when I'm referring to a web novel, it's like I guess it's like it's just like a translated book from overseas on, like, apps and stuff. Not like Wattpad or anything, but, like, on, like, TappyToon, Webtoon, whatever all those like Kindle-like apps. A lot of the, like, web novels that I've been reading are usually from, like, Korea or Japan. And then a lot of them do get translated into, like, comics with illustrations, which actually catch my attention. Like Manta, yeah. So Manta is a subscription, like, app for, like, reading, where it has, like, a light novel or, like, web novel, or a comic version of it, or sometimes both. Like, I'm currently reading Finding Camilla, both, like, the comic version and also the light novel version, the translated light novel, because sometimes I want to, like, jump ahead. Yeah, I haven't read enough. I've only read Laura Olympus, Let's Play, Devil Number 4. Ooh, I did read Let's Play, but then I fell off. I forgot when I fell off. I think it was, like, when season 1 ended, and I personally didn't like how it ended. Personally, that's just me. But I might give it another shot. But I definitely keep up with Laura Olympus. Como des, the spider isekai is pretty good. If I can get over my fear of spiders, I will. A lot of series like Heaven's Official Blessing started out as well. Oh, okay, I have recognized that name. I'm getting distracted. All right, we're gonna officially start this game. Otherwise, we're gonna talk about webtoon. Ron Weasley, Hermione. Oh gosh, I haven't heard that in a while. It's been a while, and I don't think I'm gonna climb out of that hole. Alrighty. Warning! This demo is rated M17+ for strong language, dark humor, uses of substances, aka alcohol and cigarettes, and eldritch horrors. All characters portrayed in this game are works of fiction. Any likeness to any real person is purely coincidental. Oh, it's on hiatus? Oh, I see. Makes sense. Oh, did I skip something? I didn't skip, did I? Can you... Oh, let's play. Okay, cool. Whoa.
The beginning was
oh, it's voiced.
In darkness.
Oh, it's voiced.
The beginning was darkness. Its form and its home, the most basic state of being.
Is that Robbie Damon?
The inkwell from which flesh was shaped, minds were made, and dreams were born.
Is that Robbie Damon?
In the shadows.
No, it's not.
They nourished us, caressed us.
Oh, it is!
Gave us life. But greedy hearts demanded more. Separation. Independence.
Oh, it is him.
Self free from the roots. Colors split from the inkwell, and a new perspective, a new meaning was born.
There's something in his voice that just reminds me of him.
And so began the tale of our creator's downfall. But I'm sure you know that already, right? How the skies formed their legions and drove the shadows to the bottom of the dark and terrible ocean.
This is why we're afraid of the ocean.
A great and uncomplicated way to explain the universe to young, impressionable minds. Tell me, do they recount this tale with your bedside lamp turned on, so you don't feel the fear creeping in? Do they make the monsters with their hands in that light, so you know that there's nothing in the darkness but evil? Have you ever felt just that tiny sliver of doubt that maybe they lied?
Okay, that sounds like him. It sounds like he's doing his voice for his character in Candela Obscura. Alrighty. Why does it sound like the storyline to that horror Inc? What horror Inc game? I'm very unfamiliar with a lot of horror games because, like, I am a scaredy cat. I can't handle horror. This one I can handle because it's not necessarily horror. They have like elements of stuff, but it's not like horror. Ooh, okay. Human, or what's this? Will you tell me what this is? Oh, okay. The Skia. Your story began long before you came into this world, when your relatives escaped the watery grip of Styx through unknown means to start a new life on the surface. The call of the shadows is inescapable for a half-blood like you. It swells in you like a deafening melody, calling you home, back into the sea, to the place where the light can't reach, into Styx. Whispers your mind can't decipher plague you, but your soul remembers. You've been able to forget that you aren't necessarily in Styx of your own free will. However, you'll need to wake up soon and start asking questions before the deep starts to consume you. Settling into a new city can be a real headache. Okay. Human. Alrighty. Having arrived from the surface, you find yourself thrust into the capable hands and employment of Penelope Sinclair, editor of the Styx Journal, but the most significantly the leader of Scott and Sinclair investigations. Your past is shady, but your convictions are nothing but a memory here in Styx. Call it a much-needed new beginning, if you will. Second chance to start somewhere fresh where nobody knows your name. You have a job, a place to live, a host of shit that's about to be thrown into your lap. Here's hoping your sea legs are steady because life is about to get real choppy. Settling into a new city can be a real headache. I think I'm gonna be the half... Go back, go back. Go back, go back, go back. Okay, this one. We're gonna be the Skia. We're gonna be They'll call us home. We're selecting this one. Tell us your first name. Circe. Now my surname, Castor. Choose your pronouns. She and her. Her, she. The Skia remind me of the... Hold on. Let me see if I'm going to pronounce this correctly. I don't think I will. Selkie? Also, everybody... Do y'all like Hershey's chocolates? Because I do. Cool.
Selkie.
Selkie, okay. It is pronounced that way, okay. I need to try and stay awake. Not an easy feat when exhaustion is tugging at the edge of my mind, the only thing keeping my eyes open being the whirring of the ribbon and my trusty typewriter as my fingers move mindlessly through the keys. Well, that and the son of my boss, Penelope Sinclair, rustling through her office. A few steps away, occasionally I hear the clinking of a glass too, of a drink after drink being poured. I gather she's having a rough night too. There's plenty of those around here. I glance at the clock and register it's barely 7. The boss is gonna have one hell of a hangover tomorrow. Again. I stare at the sad, solitary line I've managed to type up in the last half hour, wondering that if I took too long and too hard, will the rest of the transcript just manifest? That doesn't happen, of course, but it does make me realize I've made a spelling error. On a typewriter? God. Frustrated, I tear the paper out of the roller and crumple it up. Wait, I have paper. Tossing it in the direction of the nearby trash can. I miss, of course, because of course, I always do. That was a receipt I had. Sorry, I just like crumpled it under the microphone and then just tossed it. Slight ASMR here, I'm sorry. If you did not like that, let me know. I won't do it again. I start fresh, typing the same old words I could probably type out in my sleep, with my hands tied behind my back at this point. Missing. Kidnapped. Presumed dead. Dismembered. Grim stuff, but it's our new harsh reality and is seemingly the norm here in Styx lately. I try not to fixate too much on the names and details, but... There's a low whistle pipe. Oh, this is really cool. I didn't realize that's an I. Hey, you done yet? Oh, that's Penny. That's the boss. I thought you were supposed to be fast. I don't have all night, you know? Got any spare brain juice? Maybe if you'd be so kind as to grease my brain gears with whatever booze you're greasing with yours tonight, I might go a little faster. Penny eyes me like, nice try, then moves to retreat back into her den with a shake of her head. Maybe I shouldn't be quite so bold with my cantankerous employer, who happens to be a private investigator at this hour and in these tense circumstances. Especially when things haven't been going well for poor, hard-working Penny as of late. Scott and Sinclair Investigations, the door to her office declares, but it's been missing Scott for a few weeks now, namely Annie Scott, Penny's partner in solving crime and one of the unlucky citizens who went missing recently. I don't think Penny's caught a wink of sleep since. My relationship with my pillow has been on shaky terms recently too, thanks to the amount of work that seems to be piling up and piling, and shaking my head, I press play on the tape recorder and get ready to type. But what did you see? You say you blacked out when she was taken. You must have caught a look at the guy's face. That's the thing, though. That wasn't no guy. That was no human. Yeah, you said that already. But it's not like we have much of the way of humans down here. So help me out. Be more specific. It wasn't one of them either. It was... I switch off the tape just in time for the rumbling that gently rattles my desk to intensify. The light overhead swings and flickers dangerously, and my glass of water jumps closer to the edge of my desk. I barely manage to grab it in time. The quake stops abruptly. Is it me, or did that one feel more violent? Penny has reappeared during the midst of the unwelcome distraction. She stands in the doorway, tugging on a pair of well-worn heels, her coat draped under one arm. She looks unconcerned that the ocean floor just shook us like a fish in a bowl that we are. Something like that. She squints at me. I suppose you might be a little less bothered than us humans, huh? Your sea legs are surely sturdier than mine. I wouldn't go that far. Still getting used to being back. It's not like my memories of this place are crystal clear. I'd see that as a blessing. Besides, nothing else can send sticks tumbling. With a sigh, Penny seems to reconsider her statement. Well, not from the outside, anyway. Smirking mirthlessly, Penny grabs her coat and she strides towards the door with purpose, clearly not interested in hanging around to wait for me to finish. Go home and rest when you're done with that one. I need you here bright and early tomorrow. Understand? Oh, and lock up for me, will ya? And she's out the door, disappearing like an early evening atrium crowds before I can even think about responding. I hear the familiar sort of flick of her lighter before her footsteps resume and fade away. Now that I'm officially alone with my transcript, I pinch the bridge of my nose and hunch over my typewriter once more. Almost there. Just think about climbing into bed. Then it happens again. Shake, rattle, roll. Another quake. This time it's like a hammer slamming against fragile glass, the entire room shaking with the force of it and rattling me so hard I nearly fall out of my chair. I hear something shattering, not sure if it's in here or outside, but I don't stick around to find out. I need to go. With my heart in my throat, I stumble towards the door, trying desperately to remember what I'm supposed to do in case of a quake. This fucking city. Hi, Lear. Welcome. Good evening. Here, it's called Call Me Under. So it's a 1950s noir mystery visual novel. It's on Steam. I feel like it's up your alley. You should check it out. But welcome, how are you? Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate you. Yeah, I know there's a lot of lore happening here. Out of the atrium, I stumble into utter pandemonium. Pandemonium, still bound to the flame that I bear. Okay. Panicked people flood the avenue, pouring from the shops, a loud, anxious river swimming under the local establishment's bright neon signs. There's a stampede of them moving in the direction of the exits to the other areas of the city, and it feels like the world is about to end. I look up at the ceiling at the murky seabed outside, expecting to see cracks in the forming? I couldn't read that. In the thick glass. Is this it? I've barely been here a month after all the dreams and nasty whispers that lured me back. And this is how it ends? Wait, is this place underwater? Yes, we're in the ocean. Styx is an underwater city. It's like a city in a dome. Then I feel a shadow looming over me. Not a physical shadow. Nothing that I can see or hear or touch. But I know it's there. I feel it there. A something pressing closer. Closer. For one dizzying moment, I look outside the glass windows and feel as though the currents of the sea are running deep in the marrow of my bones, swirling beneath my skin. I feel them churning and crashing, my heartbeat scattering in the low roar of 1,000 tons of water pressure. My ears are blocked. My veins run icy. But still, I hear it. I hear them. I hear them all. clearer and sharper than ever. There's an absence of sound, a heavy emptiness, that familiar nothing, and then everything as my whole world fades to black. Then a flash. Somewhere in my mind, I can see a window. Not one too unlike those in the atrium, but in front of it lies a figure in a comfortable-looking bed. The shadows of the ocean cast them in a gentle green-blue light, and I'm caught by how beautiful they are. Dark hair that falls in waves over the smooth, freckled skin of their shoulders, their lashes... Oh my god, is this who I think this is? Their lashes long as they flutter against sleep-flushed cheeks. Their chest heaves as they toss and turn and pant. I am transfixed. Hi, Sock. How are you? Good evening. I hope you're doing well. I'm gonna look closer because I think this is who I think this is. I step forward. As the figure reaches out a hand, they're not reaching for me. I focus on the wrinkles of the sheets that pool around their bare waists, their legs thrashing and their long fingers curling in the soft fabric as though they mean to tear holes in it. Excuse me? Hello? What? Why are we yes pleasing? Why are we yes pleasing? You were asleep. Hello? Were you asleep? What's going on? I don't know. Oh. Okay. Are you having a dream? What? It feels like I'm watching something intimate. Something not for strangers to witness, but I can't bring myself to... I should have walked away, man. I should have walked away. This is not how I thought this was gonna go. This is not how I thought this was gonna go. I have no one to blame but me. Hawk, you are right. Mr. Hawk, you are correct. There's no one to blame but me. This is not exactly how... No. Feels like I'm watching something intimate, something not for strangers to witness, but I can't bring myself to look away. Instead, I focus on the sound of thunderous beating of their heart that seems to echo in the chamber of my mind. Their back... Oh my god, all right. All right, they're having a moment. Their back arches and they cry out, and a breathless statement falls from their lips. This is why they have the rating. Tell me who you are. You always leave. Don't leave. I take another step, then another, drawn in by the soft cadence of their voice, a siren song. Something tells me to reach out and touch them, and so I do, my fingertips barely grazing the soft skin of their freckled shoulder. Then it hits me like a freight train. A rush, a symphony of voices. No. One voice. It's deep and rich. A sermon and a prayer. Holy fuck. Something terrible and desperate and intoxicating that invokes nothing but a sense of danger. Run. It awakens a restlessness inside of me, something that has been building alongside the promises that the voices who whisper to me in dreams have made. Promises of a better world, of a savior, of paradise. But then it gets too loud and I cover my ears and will it to go away. Feeling like if I let it in, then it'll gut me and leave me hollowed out and raw. When I open my eyes, the figure shoots upright. Then they're looking right at me. Like this isn't a dream, a vision, or whatever the hell seems to take hold of me when I let the whispers in. This is very real. From the sweat that beads at their brow and the hollow of their throat, trailing down their skin until it settles in the sharp relief of their clavicles. The way their lips slyly curl at the edges, I feel the weight of the reality as I'm pinned in place by their golden eyes. I don't know if they're going to kill me or kiss me. I don't think I'd mind either way. Let my hands fall, that voice now nothing but a terrible memory, and I stare right back. Oh, okay, there's a siren. I wonder what would have happened if you walked away. The voices might have gotten to me. When they smile, their teeth are as sharp as knives. Maybe they'll devour me after all. I can think of worse ways to go. Who are you? Okay, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna save right here. Okay. No. Wait, return. Before I can respond, the shadows consume me, and I'm bathed in darkness once more. Would you prefer voices or knife teeth? Man, I don't know. Both don't seem very good right now. Man, your character's pretty thirsty. Maybe it's a good thing we're playing this before I play Final Fantasy 16, because then you know how this is just the appetizer. Then the main course is Final Fantasy 16, you know? Maybe it's a good thing. Because that game's going to be a full course meal. That game's going to be a full course meal. Have you seen Clive? Have you seen Barnabas? Have you seen Sid? Have you seen the characters in that freaking game? Even Benedicta. Benedicta and Jill, oh my god. Yeah, if this is an appetizer, I'm afraid of the main course, man. Mr. Hawk, I'm sorry ahead of time. I'm sorry ahead of time. So, 2 of my friends are already playing Final Fantasy 16, and they're like, one of them is Kieran. We all know how Kieran is. We all know how Kieran is with, like, beefy men. We all know. If you don't, you'll find out. And then Honshu. My best friends. They're my best friends. They're definitely way ahead of me in Final Fantasy 16. It's like, but like, Honshu doesn't really go crazy over characters, not the way that like Kieran and I do. But Honshu went crazy. Honshu's like, I'm gonna be normal about this game. No. Absolutely not normal about this game. I think that's one of her titles this stream. I think like this week, like her titles are like, I am absolutely not normal about this game, or like some variations of it. So I'm just like, if my 2 best friends are like this, I'm sorry ahead of time. You think, oh my god. Everyone's like, oh, Ray's just so say so. Oh my god. And I'm like, oh man, I'm sorry. I'm gonna ruin this image you have of me. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Also, please look forward to it. Wild 7 Nights and I are coming up with a new stream command specifically for Final Fantasy 16. So please look forward to it. Yeah. Let's see the worst you go. Oh my god, you'll see it during Final Fantasy 16. You'll see it during Final Fantasy 16. Anyway. You don't have to be there for that, Mr. Hawk, don't worry. Okay. Oh, is this my apartment? This looks nice. I would say that was nothing new, but these were different. That voice sticks with me, haunts me, and the whispers that were once nothing but a quiet, friendly call are now definitely like a death knell, like someone is trying to stifle them, and all they can do is scream. Final Fantasy 16, the non-normal. The non-normal then becomes the new normal. The Clive chest close-up for 690 points. I go into the screenshot mode, the photo mode, and just like, screenshot. Oh man, actually, that's a fun idea. Just anywhere I am. Anyone in chat redeems that? I'll stop what I'm doing, take a photo. Oh man, the PS5 is just gonna be full of like Clive screenshots. Games with camera mode, they knew exactly what they're doing. Exactly, they knew. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna drink some water because I've done a lot of reading just now. Hold on. I know, the high-res grapes. I'm so excited to see those. So I'm gonna be like, look at those! Are you sure that Thirst isn't just building early? Maybe. BioWare's Miranda has entered the chat. Hey, Coville, what's up? How are you? Welcome. We were just we were just mentioning that today's stream is just the appetizer, and Final Fantasy 16 is the main course. I'm gonna go feral. Like it's already expected. I already expect it. Cause I haven't seen much. Like I've seen the trailers for like 16, but like gameplay wise, I only did like the one thing and that was it. So I'm like, game. I'm excited. Wednesday next week. Huzzah. Anyway, getting distracted again. Here we go. Resetting. Okay. It's a beautiful day here in Styx, or so we were all told today, and every other damn day by the daily morning announcement. It blares across all of Styx, gaslighting you into thinking there's nothing to worry about. No sea of people fearing for their lives after another earthquake. No nightmares driving you insane. No disappearance that only 2 burnt out people are bothering to investigate. Maybe I should have called out today. The clock on the wall declares it's 9:30. I've been in my chair turning the recorder on and off for the past 30 minutes, but nothing coming out of those tapes are sticking to my mind. Mangled mind. Hi, Rose. How are you? Good evening. It's warm. Okay. The piece of paper sitting in my typewriter stares up at me tauntingly, still as white as snow. I wish my thoughts were the same, but instead I'm replaying what I saw last night over and over. Until I feel sick. Excuse me while I victim blame, but you've chosen to live in a city named Styx. Also, said city is underwater in the ocean. So, my character is complaining, but she came back. I've lived with visions my whole life. Those like me who live in secrecy on the surface have a pretty way of putting it. They say our parents or grandparents carried the sea with them when they walked out of the waves to join those up there, and the sea never leaves us. Its currents flow in our blood, its whispered secrets beckoning us to return. In a way, I suppose it's comforting. No matter where I go, no matter what might have happened to me up there, I always had a home to return to. Oh, it's Rapture. We Bioshock now. Oh, man. Here in Styx, surrounded by the ocean's tumulus dark... Oh, my God. Can I read that? Brain hurts. Hold on. Give me a second. I can't read. Google, tell me how to say these words. I'm gonna sound so stupid when I...
Tumultuous.
Emotional
Tumultuous.
damage.
I can't hear anything. My headphones died. I was like, huh? Why can't I hear anything? My headphones have died for a good 2 minutes. Always have a spare, man. Always have a spare headset. I was like, I couldn't hear the word because, like, I asked Google. I was like, hey, Google, how do you say this word? Tumultuous? Oh my God, yeah. What the heck? Hold on. Indefatigable. Oh my God. What? Not how it's twice more than any media I've ever seen. Okay, hold on. Firefox sounds. Google.
Indefatigable.
That's how you pronounce it?
Indefatigable.
Seriously? That's how you pronounce it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, language is hard. That is not how I thought it would be pronounced either. Definition. Tireless. Capable of working a long time without tiring. Considering the root word is fatigue. Oh my god. Language is hard, man. Whoever chose to study linguistics, I know, why couldn't it just have said like fatigue? They should have just like used the word fatigue. I had never even heard of that word until you wrote it out. Yeah, I feel like the in and the dash should cancel out as a double negative, but what do I know? English is a weird language, man. I don't know. It's like half the rules sometimes don't even apply. Cause like I'll have like people who like learned English as a second language and they go, why is it like this? And I'm like, man, I don't know, and it's my first language. Yeah, exactly. English is like, why must you be this way? Why are you like this? Why do you have this one rule and then completely forget about it the next rule? And it also just reminds me, like, American English specifically. We have Kansas, right? And then we have Arkansas. Why is Kansas, Kansas? And why is Arkansas, Arkansas? Why is it not Arkansas? As like a TikTok says. Why? Yeah. I'm lucky I learned English and Spanish at the same time. That's an advantage to him. That's an advantage. Yeah, English language is just watching the city burn. Yeah, Terry Pratchett once described English as a language that follows others down dark alleys and mugs them for spare words. Here's one. How often is bi-weekly? Bi-weekly is like... Hold on, shit. Bi-weekly is like every 2 weeks. Yeah, every 2 weeks. I had to think about, I was like, no, wait, hold on. That one trips people up. That one trips people up so much. But it also can mean twice a week, depending on your context. English is hard. Oh man. Thank you for validating me. Thank you for validating each other. We'll all shake hands and bond over English as a language. And why are you like this? Oh man. It's also why semi-monthly... I've never heard that combination. And now I'm afraid of it. I am afraid of it. I know semi-annual. Not semi-monthly. At least it's not kanji. Oh my god, yeah. I'm like trying to learn katakana through Duolingo, and I'm still just like, man, I know this is the easiest one, but like, man, I'm gonna suffer if I get to kanji. Oh my god, no. The subtitles did not like that very much. I'm gonna have to fix that. Remind me to fix that, y'all. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna drink more water, then we're gonna continue. I can't believe this entire discussion spawned because I couldn't pronounce tumultuous. Fuck, never mind. I still can't pronounce it after hearing it like 3 times. It's one of those days. I learned katakana by associating them with Hololive girls' names. Ah, that's a good way. That's a good way. Alrighty. The vision yesterday was sharper and more real than anything I've ever experienced. So much so I've almost lost myself in it. Just wing it. Words aren't real. Words aren't real. They can't hurt me. I came here because I could no longer resist the call. Much like how pure-blooded sirens charm others, the sea charms us. Will I one day dissolve into sea foam and memories among the waves? A knock on the door halts, springing my thoughts. Jerking to attention, I instinctively get up to answer it. It can't be Penny. I'm sure I heard sounds from her office. Nobody's scheduled to visit. It swings open before I could reach for the handle. Before me stands a tall, broad-shouldered, bespectacled man. He adjusts his glasses, looking annoyed, his mouth already half open as if he's going to call out for someone. He stops short when he sees me, however, and blinks. Oh, pardon me, I thought... He clears his throat, seeming to struggle for words, then turns and closes the door instead. There's a brown paper bag clutched tightly in his hand. A delivery for Penny? Can I help you? I didn't think we had any appointments today, but... The stranger smirks. Penelope has appointments now, huh? Only for you, Ark? Penny emerges from her office, snuffing out a half-smoked cigarette on the ashtray on my desk before leaning against it and raising an eyebrow at our guest. It's obvious they know each other, and while Penny isn't exactly smiling, she seems relaxed. Well, as relaxed as Penny can be, anyway. Circe, meet, Dr. Archimedes Suchida? He's an acquaintance of mine, and I was going to tell you I was expecting him, but I didn't think we'd be expecting him this early. Well, what do you know? Having my entire clinic wrecked by drunks picking fights after I spent the effort stitching them up put me into a mood to go through my old recordings. A welcome distraction. He turns to me with a dashing smile. And please, call me Archie. Penny shoves her hand towards him, her palm turned upward and her fingers wiggling impatiently as she awaits the offering that the doctor has brought her. When a weeb and Greek mythology nerd hook up, oh no. Archie holds out the brown paper bag, teasingly keeping it out of her reach as he turns and gives me an apologetic look. You're her new hire, right? I'm sorry I'm bringing you more work. It makes no difference to me. Just add it to my pre-existing mountain. Hey, come on now, Circe. Aren't you ecstatic about having something to keep you nice and busy? The mischievous glint in her eyes is very telling. You're doing a good job of that already. Penny smirks at me and then snatches the bag and empties the contents on her desk like a child eager to open presents on Christmas morning. I spent the minute she takes sorting through them to study Archie further, but I'm quick to discover he has the same idea when I find him looking right back. It's nice to meet you. Likewise. There's a moment of awkward silence, mostly on my part. Archie nods politely, but he's borderline staring. His gaze curious and sharp. I feel like I'm being studied. Instinctively, I drop my gaze. I have a feeling I know what he's looking at. My eyes. A dull, honeyed yellow, a siren's trait. The most visible and unmistakable sign of half of me that isn't human. Ah, sorry. That was rude of me. You're not the first to do it, though it's a lot less of a problem around here than elsewhere. Like on the surface, I want to say. The one good thing about being here in Styx is that I'm no longer some anomaly or some pretty freak. There are plenty like me. Golden eyes staring in from behind the city's glass windows, or bright ones worn on every normal-looking human's faces, smiling at me as I walk down the street. I rub the back of my neck awkwardly. I've looked away out of habit. Nothing good ever happens when people back home start staring, but I'm not home anymore, am I? Well, Circe, you'll be happy to know that at least they're all labeled. Penny finishes her assessment of the goods, and with pursed lips, she hands me a tidy stack of tapes. They're bound together by twine, and there's a note in flowing handwriting tucked under the string, listing of what I assume is details of contents. You looking to hire another transcriber? Please say yes. Penny scowls at me. Good luck finding someone who wants to get involved with this mess right now, friend. In fact, I was worried you would ignore my request, Archie. You were quiet for so long. Ignore you? After you barely acknowledged my correspondence unless I delivered it in person for months? Admittedly tempting. Hey, I've been busy. She gestures at my desk, tapes and everything in general, those stress lines appearing on her face again, tight around her mouth. A fucking mess, as you can imagine. I don't suppose you got any information about our newest mystery. Penny looks confused. Penny looks at the corkboard off to one side. Archie drifts closer to it. I only need to follow her gaze. She flicks the poster, leaning against the wall with a resigned sigh as she addresses me. Missing. We are seeking information regarding the disappearance of this individual. Last seen in the Asphodel area of the city, an extensive investigation is being conducted to locate him. Name: Castor, Egan. Description: male. Birthplace: Athens, Greece. Date of birth: October 23rd, 1930. Height: 6'2". Hair: black, eyes blue. Should you have or in the future receive any information regarding the whereabouts of this individual, you are requested to notify Penelope Sinclair immediately. From the Scott and Sinclair Investigations, licensed and bonded, private and criminal investigations. 1667 South River Street, Suite 6, the Atrium. Even game characters are taller. Egan Castor. His brother came to my apartment after the quake and mad panic. Said he disappeared last night under suspicious circumstances. But that's all I managed to get out of the crazy bastard after he ran off. Men. Archie huffs a laugh, implying that he agrees with her as he turns relatively serious. Your guess is as good as mine. I was probably the last people to talk to him before he went missing, apart from his brother. But other than seemingly like he was in a terrible hurry, he said nothing else. Dating some writers just pry the 5 key off their keyboards. Dating some writers and fanfiction writers shake hands. You had direct contact with him before he disappeared? Archie shrugs, looking pensive. Penny only frowns. She doesn't push, nor does she seem in a hurry to press him further. Though Archie takes a deep breath and offers clarification freely, it was my glare that did the trick. He comes to my clinic occasionally. Charming guy, but remains a mystery to me despite having known him for a while now, always anxious and rushing about, just tight-lipped about everything. I didn't have time to talk to him because he would never let me have that time. Sure sounds like Egan, always charming his way out of actually saying something of substance, despite clearly not lacking brain cells. And now he's gone, it would appear. Penny's lips press into a thin, razor-sharp line. After a moment, she sighs. There's just too many moving parts that we can only see the half of, if that. She pauses, then turns to me with a frown. You know what? Take the day off if you want. I'd like to give those takes a listen before you transcribe them. I need to think about reorganizing the priorities of the work I've given you with Egan's disappearance cropping up. This one feels significant. You both should take a break. Doctor's orders? I wouldn't dream of trying to order an investigator around in her own office, Miss Sinclair, but it is my recommendation. Penny smiles, just a tiny one, but it's there. I better head back in case I have patients waiting. Nice to see you both. I hope I never have to see either of you in my clinic. I wouldn't be caught dead there. You never stock rum. Please don't use rum as medicine. From his pocket, Archie produces a business card. This he hands to me. Dr. Archimedes Suchida, Studio 11 Meadow Way, Asphodel. Will maintain your discretion with utmost care for proportional payment. Was it you who said not wanting to see either of us in there? I said I hope I won't have to. In these times, though... Archie shrugs helplessly. For a moment, he looks pensive, as though he's going to say something else. Were people hurt during the earthquake? Thankfully not. It just rattled everyone. I don't think there's ever been one that bad before, as far as the gossip says. But it does make people nervous, considering we're in a fishbowl and all. I can imagine. Unbiden, I want to ask Archie about visions, but he's a doctor. What would he know? He's no Skia or Siren himself. Murders, missing persons, now earthquakes. We're in for a rough year. Now, get lost, Tsukita. With a wink and a final smirk, Archie sees himself out. I wait until the door is closed and his footsteps are gone to speak. Nice guy. He's a bit annoying, but overall, yeah. Now, what are you waiting for? For me to change my mind about letting you off early? I grab my coat and head out the door before she can even finish her glare. Water time. As I wander through the atrium aimlessly, there's a shop that catches my eye. It does every time I pass this way, for reasons I can't begin to unravel. This small, gimmicky-looking fortune-telling hub nestled between Tai Chi's casino, and Aphrodite's beauty salon. The Killing Moon, its sign announces with a graceful flourish. Its colorful window is chock full of charms, oddities, and various posters that insist the incredible Eve can tell me my fortune and what I ate for breakfast. I lean in to get a better look at one of those flyers. Past, present, and future. The ultimate master of divination with a direct link to the spiritual plane and supernatural reasons beyond. Right. It does draw you in, I'll give the owner that, but I can't shake the feeling there's more to just the whimsical display that calls for my attention. Before I can fully control myself, my hand is already on the shop's doorknob. And then I'm inside. Welcome, Maelstrom Radio. Hello, friends. Good evening. Good evening. Let me give you a shout out. Welcome, welcome. What were you up to today? How was Monster Hunter? If you need a raid and run, no worries. I'll take care of everybody. Hello, everybody. My name is Reisna. You can also call me Circe Castor. I'm a Snow Leopard VTuber. I play video games like Final Fantasy XIV and retro RPGs such as Xenosaga and soon Xenogears. In the near future, I will be playing Final Fantasy XVI next week as well. I'm currently playing a visual novel called Call Me Under. The visual novel is available on Steam currently. I'm currently playing the demo. Here's a link to it. It's by Lunaris Games, and you're basically in a 1950s underwater city, and it's filled with mystery and dark magic. And it's really fun so far. We've been playing for like less than an hour. The demo is about like an hour to 2 hours long, depending on like if you get distracted or not. Like me. Okay, I need to drink more water. I've been talking a lot. Okay. Alrighty, so I believe we've met 2 of the potential love interests. We might actually meet the third soon. So here we go. We're in the store called the Killing Moon. It's a store full of interesting things, of cool stuff. The bell above the door jingles to announce my entry. The powerful wave of incense and a smell of at least half a dozen scented candles assaults my nose. The music that plays quietly on the record player in the corner is strangely nostalgic, and the door clicks shut behind me. I step forward, my eyes drawn to the shelves full of trinkets and gleaming crystals, their bright colors drawing me in. You're a curiosity, aren't you? More precious than any here in the shop, and look, the tides have washed you right in. I nearly jump out of my skin as a figure appears seemingly out of nowhere. I sense their gaze after I hear their voice, their blue eyes piercing and bright. I see the rest of them, a wispy figure dressed in all white and a cascade of red hair, slim face and slender hands. If I didn't know any better, I bumped right into a ghost. The stranger smiles at me, their expression dreamy if not for their unnerving, curious eyes. Looking for anything in particular, stranger? No, Oh no, just looking. They grab a crystal off the closest shelf and cradle it in their palms. Their light, long eyelashes flutter as they lean in, whispering into it. Here, Jet, if you're feeling like you might float away, this will keep you grounded. They lean in and put their hand to their mouth as if they're about to spill a secret, their voice a whisper. Good for curses, too. Curses? Are you done wasting my time, Eve? Uh-oh, it's him. The new voice echoes coldly around the shop. I look up and find the source of it standing with his arms crossed by the counter, a scowl firmly fixed on his pale face. He looms, his presence almost oppressive. There's something oddly and eerie familiar about him. I can't tell from where or how, but he doesn't even give me time to consider. As though sensing my attention, the man turns and frowns at me. At this point, the shopkeeper, Eve, also whirls around to face the rude guests, the shiny black rock still in their clutches. Enough of that, Blue. There's already a misfortune that you came into my shop, and now you're chasing my customers away with that face? The gall of it. I was here first. And you're not buying anything, are you? This Blue sneers, his lip curling back over perfect white teeth. I'm positive he's some sort of ghost or demon or something. The strange black tattoos that vine over strong forearms and disappear under the sleeves of his pretty shirt, looking like a bad omen. I'm not about to be tricked into purchasing your overpriced garbage, no. But I would still appreciate having you the courtesy to finish our conversation before you move on to your next victim. I watch Eve's fingers flex around the rock and wonder for a split second if it might turn into a projectile. Then they shake their head and gesture, as if motioning for silence, and turn back at me with a coy, sweet smile. Sorry about that. As I was saying, Jet? Yes? This might help you with your little problem. They slip the stone into my hand. How do you know about... I glance desperately at Blue. He's been rude and at least directed at the shopkeeper from the hard sell for a second there. He mumbles something under his breath. I notice how stark the dark circles under his eyes are, a flash of macabre purple against pale white. I wonder when the last time he bothered to sleep was, if he even bothers at all. Did anyone get a good night's sleep in this city, save the dead? I put it back on the shelf with the rest of them if I were you, stranger. There are more useful rocks in the ocean. Eve purses their lips. I enjoy rude men who overstay their welcome in my shop as much as you enjoy my useless trinkets, Mr. Castor. Perhaps a banishing crystal will suffice, maybe 10 to get rid of the likes of you. Blue's mouth twitches in brief amusement. He snorts and pushes past us, our shoulders brushing for a brief second. My world darkens and tilts. I hear the muted rumbling of the undersea waves and a dull cry that could be a voice or something far worse. Something unfathomable and ancient and terrible. It reminds me of what I felt last night when I gazed upon the stranger in my vision. I blink and he's gone. Like he was never even there. A dark void left in his place. Eve claps their hands and breaks me from my daze. Aha! The banishing crystals works. What did I tell you? I force a smile, though even I can feel it shaky and unconvincing. Eve rests a cool palm against my forearm. Hey, are you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost. Who the devil was that? Eve snorts, then covers their mouth with a dainty hand, their gaze apologetic. Pardon me. He's no one at all. I find it hard to believe them. Eve squints and leans in as if they're trying to see me more closely. A little uncomfortable. I lean away. After a moment, the shopkeeper hums and straightens. They put their hands behind their back and close their eyes, tilting their head as though they're listening to something. Okay, this is going from weird to frightening. Can I ask you a question? That man, you called him Mr. Castor. The missing poster flashes through my mind. Archie mentioned a brother, didn't he? Yes, I wish people weren't so quite fascinated with him. He's a lot of trouble, you know? All the jagged edges and wounded splinter, the type of human that will cut you if you stand too close. Excuse me, I need to go see myself out. Hold on. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm gonna go see myself out. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. The characters have the same faces. I know. My character likes details. Oh, man. Oh, man. Eve, why do you gotta call me out like that? Why do you gotta call me out like that? Hey. Hey. Okay, fine. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. God. Oh, goodness gracious. Why? 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 You know what this description sounds like? You know what this description sounds like? Virgil from Devil May Cry. And I'm mad about it because it's true. It's freaking true. Absolutely true, and I'm kind of mad. I'm really mad about it. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Where's my motivation? I am the storm that is approaching, provoking. That's it. That's all I know from the song. That's it. That's all you get, everybody. I'm sorry. When I learned the full song, game over. I know Devil Trigger. I know Devil Trigger really well. It was really funny. Wild was playing Devil Trigger when we were driving the other day. And so I was trying to sing along, and then he had the game edit version, and I was like, man, I was so prepared to sing the full version. Yeah, I heard DMC music. I have been summoned. I enjoyed DMC5. Maybe I should cover Devil Trigger. I thought about it. Yeah. Virgil's not jagged edges and splinters. He's perfectly toned Nihongo steel folded 10,000 times. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Have I played all the DMC? No, actually. So I played 3. 3 was one of my first PS2 games. I played Dante's Awakening, the special edition. Did not finish because I got stuck against the siren. And then I never played 1, 2, or 4. And then I skipped to 5. I enjoyed 5 a lot, but I realized I'm going to be really bad if I, go back and play the other ones. So they're going to, I don't know if it was a siren or, she was a boss in the treasure room, and she turned into a okay, maybe she's not a siren, but she turned into a bat and flew and stuff. And I was mainly good at sword stuff, but I was really bad with the guns. So I was when yeah, I think it was Nevin. Yeah, Nevin's booba too powerful. Maybe I'll go back and play Devil May Cry 3. They're on Steam. Are they affected by the summer sale? I should look. I know Capcom had a sale recently, but we'll see. I do want to go back and play 4 though, and then we don't talk about that one Devil May Cry, the DMC game made by another team. We don't talk about that one, but I do enjoy the song Devils Never Cry from 3. That was one of my favorites. And then I heard, okay, DMC Devil May Cry, we don't talk about that one, right? That's the one we don't talk about, right? Yeah, if you have a Switch, I suggest that version. It's a definite version of okay, yeah, I do have a Switch. Oh man. Just adding more games to my Switch. Also, everybody, I was supposed to play Final Fantasy VIII the other day, because I picked it up, and then Wild 7 Nights, my partner, ended up giving me a bunch of games. He was like, oh, by the way, Rogue Galaxy's right here. Here's Fire Emblem Fates, Fire Emblem Birthright, Conquest, and Revelations all in one cartridge. So he had that special edition. And then he gave me his copy of Awakening. And I'm like, all right, sorry, Final Fantasy VIII. We're playing Awakening. We're playing Fire Emblem Awakening. And then I'm ignoring Three Houses again on my Switch. I'm like, nope, gonna play this one. If only I could stream Fire Emblem Awakening, I would do it for you guys. Maybe I'll play Path of Radiance after Kieran's done. When I get the Wii back, maybe I'll play Path of Radiance. I've never played it. I might play it to see what the hype's about. We'll see. We'll see. Just adding more games to the collection. But yeah, they added the fly style on the Switch. Oh, okay. And then the collection on Steam. Okay. I never learned how to use Doppelganger or Quicksilver. This is all gibberish to me, but when I play 3 on the Switch, I'll understand. I'll wait for another sale then. I'll wait for another sale on Switch. I just missed the Capcom sale recently. But that's okay. We will continue. But like divers risking drowning to find treasures in shipwrecks, Eve sighs gustily and shrugs, holding their hands up. Do you know where he's going? I might have some questions for him. So much for my day off, but maybe I can head off this investigation if it might give us a new lead. His brother and Penny's partner won't find themselves. No, and I think I quite like it that way. Eve begins to wave dismissively and pauses. They consider me for a heartbeat with pursed lips. I can't tell what they're thinking. Before I ask... However, Eve sighs and ducks behind the counter. But I know you're not going to leave it alone, are you? I can tell you're not the type. So here, consider this a new customer welcome gift. They hand me a card. Adrian Navarre, Portraits, Fine Art, and Advertisements. Who's this? The one person closest to that mysterious Mr. Castor. And Adrian's teeth are sharper, at least they won't bite. They seem to reconsider that statement. Well, not unless you ask nicely, of course. And what will this cost me exactly? Oh, that's free. The city's already teeming with ghosts, you know. I'd rather not add yours to my conscience. Eve smiles, beautifically? Alright then, they can keep their secrets, I suppose. Though I suppose it's poor manners to leave without buying something now. The jet, how much is it? You know what? You can keep that too. Now you're being suspiciously generous. Pay me back with another visit. How's that? I see you walk past my shop a lot, you know? You must work close by, so drop in. Eve smiles wider. I smile back, a little uncertainly, and I look down at the address on the business card again. The name sounds familiar. I don't know from where, but it feels like a long-forgotten morsel of knowledge. And it feels, if it really will help me find the mysterious other caster, I'll have to take it. Thank you, Eve. Come again. Wait. Hold on, go back. Oh, okay, return. Oh, butts. Hi, Crimson. How are you? I was like, butts, literal butts. Oh my god. Hi, how are you? Happy Thursday. Oh man. The peaceful streets of Elysium are the far cry of the bustle of the atrium and upper levels of the city. When I enter Adrian's studio, I'm struck of how spacious it is in comparison to the houses in Asphodel, where I reside. It's too bright. This looks familiar. It's so bright. The windows are huge and the view of the endless ocean outside seems somewhat less murky and ominous than what I'm used to. I'm struck by the sheer amount of stuff in here, from canvases to easels to an abundance of paintbrushes and other stuff. Why is the bouquet on the wall upside down? Is it being punished? I don't know, actually. Maybe they're draining the water from it? It's unmistakably the humble abode of a talented artist. When I saw it said talented artist, my breath leaves my lungs. It's them, the stranger from my vision. And by the way they're looking at me and the clattering of the paintbrush that falls from their fingers and their wide golden eyes, I think they recognize me too. Hi. They clear their throat and avert their gaze, their paint-smeared cheeks turning pink as they run their blue hands over the front of their apron. The silence would be deafening if it weren't for the sound of my own beating heartbeat hammering furiously in my ears. Did I do something about what I saw? Do I say something about what I saw? Am I gonna look crazy if they don't know who I am? Maybe they're just shy. No, not shy. Not if the way they looked at me as if I was something to eat in that vision was anything to go by. I remember how they sounded, how they looked, flushed and desperate, then hungry. Shit. Now my cheeks are burning too. Fuck it. Time to break the ice. Sorry to just barge in here like this. I'm sure you're very busy. The strange shopkeep that likes crystal sent me. Adrian's still shocked gaze flicks back at me at that. They seem to straighten a little, finding at least an ounce of the composure they lost in the second they laid eyes on me. Eve? I nod, and Adrian sighs. I'm looking for Blue Castor. I blurt out before I even thought it through, and the statement does nothing to pique Adrian's interest. The name doesn't ring a bell. Sorry, I'm Adrian Navarre. Portraits, fine art, advertisements. Their mouth hangs open as I produce their calling card from my pocket. Well, that would be me. I'm sorry, I'm a little frazzled. They stare at me, those eyes burning and curious, trying to suss me out, I suspect. I didn't sleep very well, you see? And there it is. Me neither. I swallow loudly, and my throat suddenly very dry as I find the right words. A disturbed night's sleep seems to be common around here. Adrian laughs nervously, their expression still stoic. So, for anybody who just dropped in, so the reason why I picked the me neither option is because earlier in the demo, we had like a vision type thing where we see Adrian, whose name we now know, we see this character in a scene that's kind of like spicy? But like we've never met this character, and this is the first time we're meeting them, and so we're like, oh wait, what the heck? So we suspect he also had the same dream. Yeah, I know, suspicious, right? So suspicious. Adrian laughs nervously, their expression still stoic. I can't say I was shocked to see another body in my dreams, but your face wasn't the one I was expecting. You're expecting to see someone specific? They sigh deeply, their broad shoulders slumping as they lick their sharp teeth in contemplation. They're clearly picking their words carefully, but I'm patient enough to hear their explanation. I have a somewhat frequent visitor. Regardless, I thought I was the only one having such experiences. I'd be lying when I said I wasn't a little relief when I saw you walk through the door just now. Just to see that you were real? That means, wait, I thought all sirens and half-bloods have such dreams. Adrian stares, almost looking right through me. No, not at all. Like I said, I thought I was the only one. At least I thought I was the only one who had, such vivid dreams, visions, whatever the hell you want to call them. Anyone with siren blood hears the whispers and feels the pull, but mine are different. Stronger and overwhelming almost. I can't remember the last time I had a night without them. The thought that I might be the only one feeling the chiding pull, the one that reeled me and tugged me down here into the depths where I was born, where I belong. Home. But it doesn't feel like home. Not yet. Do you see him too? I snap myself from my wandering thoughts and look at Adrian again, studying their hopeful expression. They speak in a hushed tone, almost a whisper, like they're asking, like whatever they're asking is a secret to be kept and held tightly. Him? Who? They swallow loudly, wringing their hands. He visits me sometimes, disturbs my dreams, the ones where it feels like something important is about to happen. It gets so bright, blinding almost, then he comes and everything is, well, he's all there is. He snuffs the light out, this all-consuming darkness that seems to engulf whatever else came before it. Adrian's words seem to get stuck in their throat, sounding heavy and thick as they roll off their tongue. Their cheeks are pink again, their eyes getting dark. From the way they describe this visitor, they think they'd be terrified, but there's something else in his gaze. Curiosity, maybe. But then maybe it's something else entirely. Something I can't quite put my finger on. You don't seem too upset about it. They turn their gaze to the window and stare out at the green-blue hush of the ocean. I see the shadowy figure of the sentinel swimming by in the distance, and Adrian shudders before they face me again. I'd just like to know who he is, so I can find him and ask him why the hell he's been haunting me, what his purpose is. You spoke to me last night. Can't you ask him? They shake their head. Oh, I've asked him plenty, but he doesn't answer. He does speak sometimes, but A pause. Their mouth twisting to the side. He doesn't answer. By look on their face, I suspect that's all I'm going to get out of him. About their strange dream intruder. I still have so many other questions. Why me? Why them? How did Eve know to send me here, to the very person who invaded my dreams? Visions, whatever. Especially when they don't have a clue who Blue Castor is. Eve said you would know him, the guy I'm looking to speak to. You really don't recognize that name? Certainly doesn't ring a bell. Sorry. I get a lot of clients through here for work, so maybe you could take a look at some of my stuff and tell me if you spot him, if you know what he looks like. I nod and Adrian ushers me over to a wall overflowing with art. Sketches are stuck to stone, messy ones, and fully formed finished pieces. There are a number of canvases propped up against each other in rows, almost littering the floor. It's chaos, but it's the beautiful kind. I lean in and start to look through them, careful not to touch the art itself. I can feel Adrian looming closer and watching me like a hawk. You're very talented. Oh, thank you. It's an honest living. I'm lucky people support me. Not many can say that art keeps a roof over their head like this, I suppose. I have a lot of clients work here. Do you know what his butt looks like? I snort and think of my tiny one-bedroom apartment back in Asphodel. I wonder if I should have picked up a brush instead of a pen. I pause. Something catching my eye in my peripheral. I stand and quickly walk over to what looks like a fresh painting, still resting on an easel and wearing the same blue Adrian was covered in when I arrived. Those eyes, I'd never forget them. It's him, unmistakably. I step back. The intensity of the stare makes the hairs on my back of my neck stand. I step on a piece of charcoal as I do. I look down to make sure I haven't ruined any of Adrian's work. I see a portrait taped to the floorboards. It's him again, Blue Castor, but he looks almost peaceful. Not at all like the frowning, tired ghost of a man I saw at the Killing Moon. Adrian rushes over and steps in front of the canvas on the easel, almost as if they mean to shield those eyes from my gaze. Oh, that's Blue Castor, and so this is it. Oh, that might be his brother. That might be the disappeared brother. I point to the one on my right at my feet. He's the guy I'm looking for. You said you didn't know who he is, and yet, what are you hiding? Adrian looks like they've seen a ghost of their own. Adrian, you have to go. I'm sorry, I have clients coming soon, and I need to prepare. I'm sure you understand. I don't. Of course I don't. But I don't feel like pressing the skittish siren further. I can feel the way they've shut down on me. Maybe they don't know him, or maybe he's just pretty face in a crowd they took a liking to. Or maybe they're lying through their pointed teeth, hiding something. Protecting him. Right, of course. Would you mind stopping by to talk to me tomorrow? Adrian is practically vibrating, restlessly shifting from one foot to another, wringing their hands. They're desperate for me to leave, and I've never been more suspicious. Digging into my pocket, I pull out one of our business cards. Their eyes widen briefly when they take it from me with a trembling hand. Your investigator? Has he done something wrong? I just want to talk to him, that's all. I see. I turn and head for the door, hesitant to leave, but I truly don't think I'm getting anything more out of them. So, Adrian has pointed teeth. He's also another siren. I'd really like to talk to you too, Adrian, about dreams and about Blue. Stop by as soon as you can. Right. At least I know where they live if they don't show, I guess. I could bring Penny with me. That'll scare them into talking. I must say goodbye before I reach the handle and step out into the quiet streets of Elysium. But I refrain. Instead, I exit quietly, leaving them alone with whatever thoughts are rendering them useless. I'm suddenly far more interested in Blue Castor than I initially thought I should be. And I'm certainly none the wiser about Adrian Navarre, and why it was them in the universe decided to show me in my vision either. Another mystery for the board. I need a drink. And there's no better place for a drink than the Vanguard Lounge, with the finer venues in the sticks. The handsome bartender, Teddy, makes eye contact with me the moment I step through the door, mouthing, the usual. I've only been here twice, but I appreciate his enthusiasm. He winks as I nod, and I can't decide if I'm endeared or annoyed. I'm leaning more towards the former, though. This is a nice place, and one where you don't feel like you might get your wallet or your soul stolen. It's spacious with the impeccable taste of music and decor and the menu. The service here is hard to beat. Everything feels chosen with care, though the real draw of it is how easy it is to relax and let yourself melt in the pleasant din of Styx's nightlife. Sighing, I slide into a stool at the bar. A glass filled with my favorite usual drink appears in front of me. I look up to thank Teddy, but he's already busy with another customer. On my way, my eyes land on a familiar face. Anytime a server makes a guess at my order, all I can think of is I spend way too much money here. Honestly, that's me at this one curry place that I go to. One of the waiters recognized me and was like, "Oh, hey, the usual." And I was like, "Fuck. Oh man, I'm here way too much. I'm here way too much." The usual? Do you also want your strawberry milk? And I'm like, "Fuck, I'm here way too much." Like, way too much. Anyway, hi, Penny. Penny raises an eyebrow at me over a rim of her drink before chucking the contents back and sighing as the empty glass hits the bar. Or when you call a place to order by phone and they know you're... Oh my god, I've never had that. I've never had that. And I'm scared to have that. Okay, but there was this one time I went to a boba place.
Emotional damage!
So... There's this one time I would always, my previous normie job, the one before the one I have now, I would go to this boba place, like every other day, sometimes like every day. It was basically like my Starbucks instead of going to Starbucks. So I would shift between a strawberry green tea or a mango green tea, and like. There was like one of the baristas basically like knew me, and so like I barely got to the counter sometimes, and like he starts making my drink, and then he goes to like the cashier and goes, "Oh, it's this drink today, right?" And I was like, I'm here way too much. That was that location by my old job was actually one of the better boba places, so I was there most of the time. I rotate between 3 different drink places so nobody knows exactly how much I buy. Smart. Very smart. Okay. Excuse me. Oh my god, it's warm. Yeah, when you start going somewhere too much, they know you. At least they know you. They care, right? Yeah. When you become like their regular, like, oh hey, they're especially like if they're cool and you're cool, it's a nice thing, too. Hi Sharky, how are you? Good evening. I hope you're well. Welcome to the visual novel stream. Okay. And here I was thinking you were gonna go home and sleep. We're drinking. To be fair, me too. She looks pensive and haunted, like she's only sent her body here to fetch a gin and left her mind back at the office. I'm good. I hope you're doing well too. I'm doing well too. It's a little warm, so I'm trying to stay cool. I'm gonna finish this visual novel demo, and then call it a night. So if you're chilling, if you're playing Final Fantasy 16 or another game while listening to me, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you all. Though it's pretty damn clear in the way she has a mess of her case file spread out at the bar in front of her. Why are you working at a bar, ma'am? It's unfortunate. That unfortunately reminds me of why I visited the Vanguard to begin with. You drinking? Sure, especially if someone buys it for me. Sure. If someone's buying, I'll take you out for a drink once the missing are found and we got this murder behind bars. Whatever expression appears on my face makes Penny laugh, not too loudly, but the harsh chuckle is more mirth than I've heard from her in a long, long time. If not the very first time, period. It strikes me that I haven't been able to really get to know Penny. She's closed off and stressed, and I can't help but wonder what she's like when things aren't going sideways. Probably just the same shark swimming after different prey. I can't tell if that's inspiring or scary. Okay. That reminds me a bit from 30 Rock, where a hot dog vendor tries to convince the protagonist they're eating too much hot dogs. Look, I clipped this article out for you about sodium. Oh no. So, I had a weird encounter with a siren today. Well, that's fucking new in this town. Despite her apparent uninterest, Penny listens intently as I tell her about Adrian. With the way her eyes flash when I skim over the bit of having seen them in my vision last night, I can tell she knows I'm holding back. Nothing gets past this one, but thankfully she doesn't press me on it. When I'm finished, Penny purses her lips. She takes another thoughtful sip of her recently topped up gin and frowns. Can't say I know them, but I know of them. Practically everybody in this city does. They're a bit of a sweet talker. If you think they're up to no good, by all means, have at it. You think they just coincidentally have something to do with Blue and intern Egan? Of course not. Nothing is coincidental in this town, Circe. If you can be sure of nothing else, then be sure of that. I know, everybody in this game has enviable posture. I know, look at them. But still, just because two people are connected doesn't mean the connection's automatically relevant to the case. Which is her way of saying, I have enough suspicions to go on, but no reason to bring them in. The guy's a nut. Blue Castor, that is. And he and his brother, but he's the weirder one. Egan at least always had a smile ready and the courtesy to be polite when he was lying to me. Recalling the guy in Eve's shop and his abrasiveness, yeah, that checks out. You don't think... I trail off as the lights dim and the gradual hush falls upon the night crowd. Penny visibly perks up, setting her glass down and turning to face the stage. I follow her eager gaze. A spotlight winks on and a figure strides onto it. All confidence and killer curves, heels clicking loudly in the momentary quiet. Cute! Then up comes the lights and it's her stage. From here I can feel the stranger's calm radiance. She smiles, opening her eyes and the hush lounge intensifies until the music starts to play. I hear Penny swallow first though, loudly. Somehow the songbird catches my gaze. She winks and she begins to sing. Her voice is mesmerizing, soothing even, and I lean in closer to Penny. Who is that? Shh, no talking. I glance at her, annoyed, but Penny isn't lucid enough to care. She's staring at the performer instead. It's not the sort of undivided attention she gives to her files and reports. It's something else, like a sailor lured in by a siren's song. When the song finally ends and the lights turn back on, Penny sucks in a most ragged inhale, then curses under her breath and shakes her head. That's smitten, huh? Penny immediately gives me the stink eye. Watch it. I raise my hands in surrender, but I can't help but one more playful dig. Maybe you should buy her a drink or ask her for an interview. Come on, boss. You're a reporter and a detective. That's a whole VIP. Penny's face is turning slightly pink. Her glower is straight up murderous. I would have gone too far after all. Don't worry, darling. Penelope doesn't need silly excuses to see me. I'm right here. With a wicked smile and a wink, the songbird appears next to us. Penny sighs harshly and fishes her lighter and cigarette packet out of her coat. I thought you'd be busy the whole evening, Callie. Not for the next 15 minutes. I let the junior performers have their moment too, you know? She turns to me and leans in with a hand guarding one side of her mouth, like she's about to tell me a secret. Penny groans. I'm nice like that. I must say, you being here is a pleasant surprise. I thought we'd really lost you to those dusty files forever. Penelope? Wait, what? Did I say Penelope? Penny, what? Oh! Those captions! I was like, huh? This Callie winks at me conspiratorially, but I can't help but smile. She sure seems to have a way with getting people to loosen up. Fortunately not. She's had well-timed interruptions all day. I'm relieved to hear that others sharing in my terrible burden of being the interruption at least. Showing mercy towards my uncharacteristically red-faced boss, she turns to me fully. You must be Miss Sinclair's new coworker. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. I'm Circe Castor. You can call me Callie. Even if some stubborn investigators insist on Calliope, sometimes just ignore. You can call me you call me Penelope. Just returning the favor, sweetheart. Penny opens her mouth and closes it. Then she gets to her feet. I'm gonna take a smoke break. Don't embarrass yourself, Circe. Callie here might listen to your secrets, but that doesn't mean she won't spill them. With that, Penny leaves. She doesn't go far. That much I can see. Just a few steps away, actually. I watch her fumbling with her lighter for a moment before I turn back to the songbird. Chuckling, Callie slides into the seat Penny vacated. She picks up Penny's abandoned glass and looks at it for a moment before setting it down. Is Blue Castor a reflection of your character name? Is it always Blue Castor? So Blue Castor is actually his name. I picked Circe Castor because that's the name I go by in Final Fantasy XIV, and it's also my VTuber name. This was coincidental. Actually, right before the stream, I found out Blue's last name was actually Castor. Castor with a K. I was like, oh fuck. All right. We know who I'm going after. Are you new to the city? How can you tell? I'm making my business to know people's faces around here, and yours, I don't know. As lovely as it is, I do hope I'll get to know it. She inclines her head, though she smiles at me. The way she's staring, with those dull golden eyes just like mine, is obvious. You from the service? Yes. My condolences. I was born and raised here in Styx, but the stories of some Skia tell when the sea finally calls them home here. It breaks my heart. I can't promise you this city isn't full of troubles, but at the same time, I hope you find that you aren't totally among strangers here. At the very least, you're not alone, nor is Penny now that you're here. Please don't misunderstand. We have a working relationship, that's all. Of course, I hope I haven't made you think I assume anything more. All the same, any relationship is, how do we say this? Human connection. Precious things that hold us anchored in the churning storm. I fear the most recent tragedies are going to stir up the worst of the city. Things better left to sleep. Keep your head screwed on, won't you? I'll try. Callie looks up and smiles at something over my shoulder. I know Penny's coming back. Gotten your feelings straightened up? Straighten out, Penelope? It's been way more than 15 minutes. Are you working tonight, or do you have time to fill me in? Callie tilts her head and raises an eyebrow. I can definitely tell the juniors to hold the stage for the night if you want to pump me for more information. The gossip's good, but it depends on how nicely you ask. Wordlessly, Penny opens her wallet and tosses enough payment on the counter for both our drinks, then picks up a pile of her files with a huff and dumps them in my hands. I should stop being surprised at this point. Get some sleep, alright? You look like hell. Well, shit. Thanks. I'll put them in your office. Nice to meet you, Callie. Pleasure's all mine. She winks at me, then laughs sweetly and gets up. Penny clasps me on the shoulder and throws me a wounded look before she follows her. Shaking my head, I finish my drink and head out. though it's hard to know what day and night are down here in these deep waters. Styx is a different city come sundown. It lives and breathes come nightfall. Neon lit streets shining that much brighter. The people who walk in the atrium look happier and carefree even. I'm yet to dive into the deeper parts of the city, the parts where they say the shadows don't stick. But I really do think I could learn to love it here. Not that I have a choice, I guess. I take a deep breath and stick my hands in my pockets, getting one last look at the bustling atrium before I turn on my heel and see Adrian. Their long hair is free in the neat queue of their braid from earlier. They're dressed a little smarter too. Their clothes are distinctly lacking the wrinkles from a day's hard work and lashings and paint, but it's definitely them. I watch as they lean against the window of the killing moon, lost in their own little world as life swims around them. Then I notice they're watching something, or someone, quite intensely. I could take my chance to patch things up with them after the abrupt end to our conversation earlier, or I could watch. I could see what they're up to, if they're up to anything at all. Something catches my eye, making them stand straight, as though they've been called to attention. Their hands clench and unclench restlessly at their sides. And then they're off. I catch a glimpse of a tall figure with raven hair and a black coat disappearing around the corner towards Asphodel, and Adrian makes chase. I know, the profile shot really flatters them. It looks really nice. Their strides are long and purposeful. There's a degree of hesitation, almost as if they're afraid they'll be caught. I keep watching as they're approaching the same corner as the man in black. They pause briefly, glancing around to check for observers. Then they see me, our eyes meeting across the crowded atrium. I see the bob of their throat as they swallow, and the careful, subtle furrow of their brow. I take a step forward. Adrian shakes her head furiously. A warning? A request? Either way, something inside me churns and tells me to respect it, to stay put, to let this one go. For now. So I stand and watch the siren disappear into darkness, and the uneasy ache in the pit of my stomach has me idly wondering if this is how all horror stories start. Welcome to Styx, I guess. The darkness in Styx is something foreign to me. The city sits at the bottom of the ocean, in darkness, but there's something about it that's strange. Somehow alive. Some people are here looking for a fresh start. Others seek a place to hide away. That gnawing itch in the back of my mind drove me here, as if Styx called to me specifically. It took me away from the surface, where the sun shines and the air is fresh and cleansing, but I couldn't ignore that voice telling me to come down to the depths. What lurks in the shadows unnerves me, even in the comfort of my own home, especially after what happened the other night with Adrian, my dream intruder. I shift on my mattress, the springs beneath press into my back in ways I'm not used to. The scent of the room and the way that the light streams in through the window shades keep me from getting fully comfortable with these four unfamiliar walls. Nothing seems to quell the dread lingering in the pit of my stomach. The mere thought of closing my eyes and letting sleep take me is, frankly, terrifying. And then there's my luggage, mocking me from the corner of the room, still untouched. Maybe I'm scared to unpack, still somewhat believing this is a strange, extended vacation I didn't ask for. Something temporary despite the fact that this is my permanent home now. I need to find some perspective. Eventually, I allow myself to drift off and succumb to my exhaustion. I can usually tell when I'm dreaming. There's always something off or out of place, that feeling of drifting, taking a hold of me. I'm inside a bedroom that isn't my own, but feels distinctly familiar. It's cold here, and I shiver as my skin erupts into goose flesh. I recognize the gray brick walls, the steeping ocean view, the bed with a body inside. Not this shit again. Adrian is in front of me. They're no stranger to my dreams. But this time they don't have any company other than myself. No other invisible body making them whine, no desperate pleas. This time they're sitting upright in bed, turned away from me, so I only see their muzzed hair and heaving shoulders, their skin glistening where they sweat. I feel like I'm witnessing something I shouldn't again, and yet I can't bring myself to look away. Again. Were they startled in their sleep? Did they jolt awake as I have been in the past few weeks? I want to ask, but my voice is deadened and distorted like I'm underwater. Well, in more literal sense at least. Adrian shudders. They shake their head and scrub their face vigorously, and I half expect them to turn to me again and catch me spying. This wouldn't be the first time. Instead, they only lie back down, settling against their pillow as they gaze out the window. The pale light from the sleeping city beyond refracts strangely as it filters through the glass. The sea outside Styx's glass dome is dark and cold. As we look at it together, I feel dread settling in. The shadows around this room, the chill. It's not static. It writhes and practically oozes, its cloying presence I can feel wrap around me, a slow and steady suffocation. The chill seeps deeper into my skin, right down to my bones. Vicious and silent? A figure morphs from out of the shadows at the head of Adrian's bed. I feel myself move forward, shouting a warning, but my voice has no sound. My body isn't here, and Adrian doesn't see. They won't see it in time. I begin to panic. Will the shadow take Adrian too? So many people in the city lost and taken by shadows. Why won't Adrian look? No! The shadow moves and turns its attention towards me. Eerie white eyes flash in the swirling black void. I can't move. I can't breathe. I feel like I'm being pulled away. Before I know it, I'm back in my bedroom, my vision swimming. I bolt upright in my bed, shivering as the cool air hits my sweaty skin, the ghost of Adrian's name still on my tongue. Shit. Showing up to work sleep deprived from a horrifying visions of murderous entities is not my most ideal way to start a shift. Quite frankly, I'd prefer being hungover, or drunk even. I shoulder my way past the door that has Scott and Sinclair investigations etched upon the frosted glass and haphazardly hang my coat on the rack. My boss watches, an amused glint in her eye. You look like shit. What a lovely way to greet your only employee. Hey, Secrets, what's up? Are you not gonna call Adrian to see if he's okay? His business card did not have a phone number on it, I don't think, so I don't know if we can call him. Unless we have like yellow pages and sticks, maybe we can. Penny snorts and runs a hand through her hair. It's obvious she hasn't slept. I can see the dark the skin is around her eyes is from across the office. I don't think there's enough copy on this Earth to patch us up. I sincerely hope a prospective client doesn't come in. They'll be sorely disappointed or even a bit frightened. So, I got Archie's tapes sorted out for you. I feign enthusiasm. Poorly. Super. Penny gives me a look. If both of us weren't in their current state of exhaustion, I would have been frightened. Still, I raise my hands as a courtesy. The point is definitely taken. No jokes today. What have you been working on? Penny reshuffles the papers before her for a moment, brow knitted in concentration. I inch closer to the cassette tapes precariously stacked at the end of her desk. Nothing helpful. I've just been going through these damn tapes the good doctor supplied. When Penny is thinking, you can almost hear the gears turning in her head, facts clicking into place, connections being pieced together, brightness in her eyes undeniable as she stares at some imagined case board and red string in mind. Yeah, nothing chillin', just interesting game. Yeah, it's a new visual novel. I got an email about. because I played a different visual novel, so they found me that way. The theme is like 1950s noir game. Noir game. It's like a murder mystery type thing. We're in an underwater city called Styx. And the character I picked, I am half siren. So it adds a lot of flavor text. I like it. Even when she's tired, it still shines through. And like, I think you have like different romance options and stuff. So here's a link to the demo. You and Callie seemed close last night. Quite the rapport. Penny's expression was set to mildly annoyed to default darkens. Don't let me catch you investigating my life, Circe. Maybe I shouldn't be poking at this particular bear. I mean to say she gladly offered up information. Penny scoffs, clearly unconvinced. I should know better than to outsmart her. You need to work on your lies if you're gonna survive this city. Styx has one rule, and it's this. Cover your ass. Anyway, for the tapes. I started to listen, or tried to, but I can't make any sense of them right now. I think I'm too distracted. Or something. Or something. That's my cue then. Correct? Smirking, she shoves the goods into my hands and nods at my desk. She taps her finger at one in particular near the top. This one first. Appreciate you. If you can get through at least 2 of the towers, I'll buy you a drink at the Vanguard. I'll hold you to it. Oh. I totally clicked off the game. I probably need it. Oh my god. The tapes are organized as Penny promised, with a little note stuck in the top of each pile that tells me what order to adhere to. In all fairness, Archie has done some due diligence in labeling them, but it doesn't hurt to be extra thorough. The one she points out goes into the player first, and I hastily finish setting up the typewriter while the cassette player rewinds it. Keith said he's got a lead for me. He even said it's a birthday present, cheeky bastard. But I have to admit, it sounds too good to pass up. Nothing excessive when it comes to this. Even hearsay has a grain of salt somewhere. Legends are remembered for a reason, after all. I'm confident. I hope it's a real lead. Keith said it has to do with that prophecy, the one that mentioned in the text we were recently excavated from the underwater ruins out in the deeper sea off of Greece's coast. That alone would make it worthwhile just to set aside time for whatever or whoever he's found. Nothing else we found or already have talks about any prophecy, so this might be the big break I'm looking for. I can only pray. May the light preserve us and shine the way to the truth. Huh? I squint at what I've typed up, reading up the words again. A prophecy? I can see why Penny couldn't get her head around it. The man sounded serious enough in his recording, but a prophecy? I thought he was a scientist or a researcher, not a fucking mystic. Out on Greece's coast, he said, the home of the sirens. I can almost imagine it, the tilted stone pillars, the barnacles clinging to the surface, the seaweed growing too orderly on the grids of once tended gardens to be the wholly the results of the wilderness's reclamation, a temple deeper still. What would he have found in this so-called prophecy, carved out on a dais like a sacrificial slab of stone you'd see in some fairy tale? But he'd never know what it would be used for without bribing a siren, if true, or maybe a Skia. But we wouldn't know for sure either. A knock on the door breaks me free of meandering thoughts, and I shake myself out of it. Only do I realize how far they wandered from me. If I let it run its course, would I have known how it ends? Before I even grasp it, it fades away like a bad dream in daylight. You okay? Huh? Of course. Why not? Penny frowns, her eyes sharp. I didn't even notice she reappeared. Can you get the door? I've got work to do. Shaking my head, I get up and go and answer it, as requested. As I do, I hear the sound of Penny's office door opening and closing. There she goes. Oh shit, it's Adrian! Hi. I'm sorry I didn't make an appointment. Is it alright for me to come in? I stare at Adrian. They look nervous, and they stare back at me. The determined set of their jaw tells me that they're here for a reason. Hold on, I need a break. 1 second, I'm gonna stop reading for a second. Holy shit, that was a lot of reading. I don't know. Hold on, save. Oh, wait. Save. Oh my god, that was a lot. Hold on. Okay, Adrian shoulders. Reading is hard, everyone. Reading is hard. Holy moly. Holy shit. Jesus, thank you for putting up with me, everybody. Adrian's shoulders droop in in what I assume is relief. They're smiling now, decidedly sheepish, as they look past me into the office. Okay. Thank you for the hydrate. Actually, maybe I will take this moment to take a stretch break. My back is killing me. Watch. I'll take the small break. I'll take like the minute and a half. Run the ad and then come back, and then shortly after this, the demo's over. I do need to refill my water though, so I will actually go BRB and run that ad real quick. So, oh yeah, it's empty. I need more water. Okay, BRB. Okay, stretch break was good. I got my water. Alrighty, Adrian's shoulders droop in in what I assume is relief. They're smiling now, decidedly sheepish as they duck past me into the office. I think he has an alter ego. I closed the door behind them, though not checking to see if there were any threatening shadows that followed them here. None that I could see, if that means much. Wow, it's busy in here. They're looking at the pile of work that's on my desk. Everything. My desk, the tapes, the caseboard with all the names and faces of the missing. And this is what... It's to this that Adrian seems to gravitate towards. I know what they're looking at in particular, even with their back turned to me, the missing Castor. Did you know him? Adrian seems startled at the question. No, but his face. They look back at the photograph with a frown, as though trying to recall something. I have the impression Adrian is being honest about this. At least they wouldn't have a reason to lie. Right? Though I'm not so sure I can say the same for Blue Castor. Sorry. Those golden eyes are back on me, and Adrian turns fully to face me. Their lips pressed together as they fiddle with their sleeve. Thanks for... They lower their voice. For giving me space. You're welcome? They chuckle and run a hand through their hair, but I don't think it's much of a nervous gesture as Adrian does. I don't see any tension in them. I glance behind their shoulder at Penny's office door. Utter silence from there. But is she really not listening in? And she came here for a different reason. The man you asked after, They take a deep breath, though, to steady themselves. When I gesture to the empty chairs and my desk nearby, they shake their head. I've been seeing him in my dreams. I think back to the shadow looming over their bed. It's almost too tempting to ask them to elaborate, but I manage to bite my tongue. They look a bit like a scared deer right now, and I won't dare waste this opportunity. Okay. Adrian gives me a sharp look, and to answer your question, no, I still don't know who he is, truly. He's just always there when I close my eyes. I didn't think he was real, you know, just a figment. They flushed and took a strand behind their ear, averting their gaze briefly. A fantasy. They clear their throat and stand straight. It's worrying, you know. It's worrying. Us, the two people like us, we don't exactly dream of normal happy things, especially not down here, but this is different. This is something more. I just want answers as much as you do, so please. They look at me, waiting for an answer, and I realize. I believe you. You have to be more convincing. He wouldn't have a reason to lie unless he's behind the disappearances. That would be a pretty good reason. You have to be more convincing. It's easy to let the doubt creep in. It's been there at the back of my mind ever since the first time I saw them. And now at this moment, I can't help but think of the way he chased me out the other day when I asked about the painting of blue. You have to be more convincing than that. Adrian's proud shoulders droop, their golden eyes lowering to the floor. They don't seem surprised. I almost feel bad at their dejection. Almost. That's fair. I know I haven't been the most, trustworthy person lately. Doesn't that apply to everyone here? What about the drawings of him you have in your studio? I told you, I saw him in my dreams, in finer detail than you think were possible. Up close and personal. Okay. And you've never met him in the waking world? In reality? Adrian hesitates. No. Do you want to sit down? Oh yes, maybe that'll be good. They give me a brief smile. The genuineness in it makes it hard for me to hang on to my suspicions. Skia aren't immune to Siren's charms either. Though, I smile back as polite as I can and offer Adrian a chair. He watches me as I try to get the mess on my desk into some semblance of order. Our meeting was cut short yesterday, but you had questions, didn't you? A few. Considering everything going on right now, I'd appreciate it if anything you can give us, even if it's a suspicion or a bad feeling. Adrian's lips tighten, but they nod. Are Skia half sirens? Yes. How long have you had the dreams? And that's what my character is. I chose to be half siren instead of human. Adrian worries their bottom lip between their sharp teeth, their eyes downcast. Months. How many months? Their golden eyes skirt around the room, not meeting mine, but instead on the pinboard at Penny's office. I know what you're thinking, and you're right. It's around the time of the disappearances around the city. Adrian presses the heels of his hands against their eyes for the moment and dropping them into his lap. They look about as weary as Penny seemed this morning, just without her determination. I didn't think there were any connections. We see things all the time. Some things we aren't supposed to. I've been stressed. I was hoping it was all just in my head, and it would be easier. It'd be much easier that way, wouldn't it? With all the singing, we're all siren. Hey, I'm working on it. Soon I'll have I'll be able to hit dog whistle with my falsetto voice, with my head voice. Working on it. First they were scattered nights, fevered dreams almost, things I could barely remember in the morning. But as time passed, they became clearer. Adrian clears his throat, their throat, looking embarrassed. I wish I didn't understand, but my mind zooms to the vision of them. It's hard to forget. I will my face not to get hot, because we're not going to talk about the steamy dream they had. Fuck. I mean, it wasn't him, right? His cheeks darkened further, their voice getting low. What I mean to say, after a while, the dreams became more defined. Is it the same every time? Of blue? Not always. Follow your dreams, lead sailors to their doom. Oh no, oh no. Adrian's lips fluttered, like the words forming on the tip of their tongue that can't fully solidify. I watched them struggle with themselves for a moment, silently cursing myself at how unprepared we are to receive guests. What's even in this office to offer a drink? Penny will kill me if I share a booze. Well, yes, I dream of him every time, but it isn't always the same dream. Sometimes I see him as though through a haze, like I'm in a glass hallway looking out into the dark. Sometimes he's too close, I can hear his voice, feel his breath on my skin. It isn't always bad. Agent presses their lips together, and he knows he won't continue down that thought. I don't press for more information. For now. Any idea what you, or rather, we, are seeing all this? Adrian shrugs, spreading their hands. Do visions ever have meaning? Forgive me, I mean, they do, but to find out what their meaning is. I've heard such quests drive people mad. Like this isn't already driving everyone crazy, including myself. They laugh dryly. You're not the only one. Excuse me. For what it's worth, I do believe there's a connection between me and him, and now between you and all this. Whatever this is. Maybe it's worth chasing. It has to be. The last part they almost seem to say to themselves. I don't have the heart to disagree with them or comment on it. That's all for now, I think. Adrian nods, looking pensive. The sound of the door opening makes us jump. Penny appears looking like she's trying to pretend she wasn't listening in on us. Another citizen with a thing for blue Castor, huh? Adrian shifts in their seat uncomfortably under the weight of her accusatory gaze. I actually saw him last night, I think. They throw a pointed look at me, knowing I saw them, but managed to play it cool in front of Penny, which I'm thankful for. The figure outside the vanguard must be blue. I tried to trail him, but he vanished, turned into the shadow of an alley, and was just gone. The weight of Penny's skepticism is almost a physical thing. Adrian tenses, hunching their shoulders, but they firmly meet her gaze firmly. I searched for a while, but there was nothing, not even footprints on the ground or where he should have stepped. Doesn't surprise me, he's a slippery bastard at the best of times. And where was this? Outside the vanguard. That doesn't help us narrow it down. Everybody in the city passes that way. But they do that for a reason. Their eyes and ears on that street, and the shop's lining it. When Adrian tells me more, the more that the tar pit of worry that's been brewing in my stomach since the earthquake boils. After everything, it makes me almost sick, feel almost sick. I glance at the board again, at that picture of Egan Castor. Well, one more missing among many, Blue Castor's own brother. I'll be honest, I haven't really asked around about Blue, it felt crazy to me. Me most of all. Can't blame you for that. Maybe I should spend the day asking about this. Could be worth looking into. Penny is eyeing Adrian. Clearly she's not a fan, if not downright suspicious of him. They get up and clear their throat, fidgeting nervously. Maybe you should. For Adrian's benefit, more than anything, the idea of getting out there right now feels better and better by the second. Between Adrian and I'm sure we'll find something. Adrian's an employee now, and what happens if you get in trouble? There's two of us? Penny's pale blue eyes swept to me. Her look is so sharp it could cut clean the glass dome in this city. You better come back with something good. And if you think you're in danger, you better head back to this office real fast. Understand? If you disappear on me, She doesn't even finish. I'll be careful. After all, I've got work to finish. I glance at the pile of tapes on my desk. That at least gets a dry chuckle out of Penny. And as I said, you better come back with something good. Navarre? Yes, ma'am? Not a word of this to anyone outside this office. She doesn't pose it as a question, but as an order. Flustered, Adrian gives her a curt nod. I edge open the door with a gesture for Adrian to follow me outside before Penny's gaze burns a hole in both our skulls. Oh my god. It's another busy day at Styx. Adrian and I weave through the throngs of people in the streets, below the ever flashing neon signs that advertise every business at the atrium. Hold on, I need a break. Holy moly, how long? I think I took more breaks reading through Touchstar. I think I'm just tired because it's been a long day and it's warm, so I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm enjoying this. I'm just winded. Okay. Where am I? If you look carefully, the light in here shines outwards into the ocean beyond the glass dome, and you can make out the looming shadow in the seaweed forest. It makes me think of the tape that I listened to this morning, how a prophecy had supposedly been uncovered in the sea on the coast of Greece, where we are right now, technically. I open my mouth to ask Adrian about it when their shoulder bumps into mine. Sorry about this. I probably should have found at least some useful information before coming to you. It's fine. Thanks for coming at all today. Coming today at all. I wouldn't have wanted Penny to set Penny on you. Adrian gives me a small sheepish smile. I shake my head. When it comes down to it, way fewer people know where or how to start asking questions without having some practice than you think. That's how Penny has taught me, among other things. I look around the street at the signs and the people, thinking. One shop window in particular jumps out at me, as if it's been waiting there all along. Wait, this is where I saw him yesterday. Where? And there. The killing moon. Instantly, Adrian's face brightens, before falling again. Maybe it makes sense he hangs around Eve. You know them? Yeah, Eve's a good person, and their shop has a particular vibe to it that you don't get anywhere else in Styx. I like to visit there when I need inspiration, since being in there makes it feel like nothing's real. I wouldn't say that, but not in a bad way anyway. More like, you know how the occult shop tends to be those dark, gloomy places that make you feel like you're walking through one, gets you cursed? Never mind that some people believe sirens visiting occult places is an ill omen. But the Killing Moon is like a souvenir shop, one where you can lose enough money to pay a week's rent if you're not careful. You said you saw him in there yesterday? Yeah, Eve was giving him a piece of their mind. Come on. I'll keep the hard sales off your wallet if you keep them off mine. Deal. With a grin, Adrian grabs the door handle and pulls it open. The shop feels the same as it did yesterday, the comfortable, if somewhat odd music, the bright interior. I glance at the shelves and wondering how the shopkeeper has managed to sell to unsuspecting visitors today. There's no dark, brooding man in here this time, but some part of me almost feels disappointed. Same. Eve? Adrian walks up to the front counter and I follow him, my hand subconsciously going to my pocket where the piece of jet Eve gave me yesterday still sits. I can't even tell why I kept it on my person. There's a sound of something crashing in the back. Adrian glances at me with concern, but a moment later the curtains part and the shopkeeper pokes their head out. Their face brightens instantly. I knew you'd stop by, and with such a lovely company you've already acquainted with, I've heard. Eve beams and steps fully into the shop, waving their hands like they're gesturing for silence, even though neither Adrian nor I are saying anything. I glance at Adrian. They only shrug and mouth Eve being Eve. The shopkeeper taps the bottom lip thoughtfully as they stare at Adrian. First, and then me. Oh, God. Here we go. You look a little peaky. Here, I just know the thing. They glide to the nearest shelf, humming as they skim slender fingers over the selection of crystals. Okay, hold on. I'm like trying to get comfortable here. Adrian shoots me a despairing look. Actually, we just have some questions. Of course you do, always with the questions, everyone in this city. They turn back to us, their white dress flaring out around them. They present their find in a flourish. A crystal, this one lavender and gold, quite beautiful and sizable enough to send someone to the doctor's clinic if thrown. The smile on Eve's face, as sweet as it is, suggests this. Emetrine for clarity and to help with procrastination. They tip their head, looking down their nose at Adrian as they sniff the air. Also good to scare away the unsavory things. Adrian's cheeks flare. Yes, thank you. I clear my throat. So about the questions. Here to look for unsavory thing, I assume? I began to protest. I don't know, Castor, but that seems like a mean thing to say about him. Then decide against it. Do you know where he lives? What exactly is he doing here? Nope, and he always visits me, never buys anything though, just wanders in with those wide shoulders and devil in his eyes. You know, the man has enough bad luck on him that I don't think all the crystals in the shop could cleanse it out. But let me tell you, they're good quality clear crystals too. Adrian glances at me for help. What was he here for anyway? To ruin my day, what else? I suppose it did bring you both back to my shop, so I can't complain. Would it help if I buy something? That actually gets a little laugh out of them. I can also look at some of those crystals or any trinkets you might be interested in showing. Adorable creatures, both of you. So this is what the barkeep feels like all the time, huh? Customers want to buy things of their own free will? Revolutionary. No, thank you. Your desperation takes the fun out of bargaining. I'll have you know, I only offer things when a customer needs it. Saying this, they put the ametrine piece into Adrian's palm with feeling. Anyway, Blue here asking questions too, like he always does. Things the living can't answer, questions about sticks, but mostly the type that aren't spoken or written of anywhere. I told him it's ghosts, both living and the not. Then he got all mean and irritated at me, as if I'm wasting his time. He was wasting my time, rude bastard. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear that, Eve. Adrian sounds genuine, like they're embarrassed that the evil, impossibly tired man they've been dreaming of is causing an inconvenience to real people around the world. Nice ones like Eve. You said he was asking about sticks? I have the feeling he wouldn't like the answers I would have given him if he was being a little bit more polite anyway. They shrug. Then he stalks out like he always does, but not before you looked out all sorts of... Wait. But not before you looked all out sorts about him, as I remember. He's haunting you. He's haunting you now, too. I glanced at Adrian with uncertainty. What could I say to that? How much do I tell this strange human? Though something about the way they look at me, somehow pointed and distant, gives me the eerie feeling they see a lot more than I could ever put to words. Clearing his throat, Adrian steps forward. He fishes his wallet out and counts a few bills, laying them on the counter before picking up the ametrine. Thank you, Eve. You always have good intuition. You're right, and so do you, but you should listen to it more. Adrian's smile wavers. They nod at me. I take them up on the tactic request to leave. Just as I was going to turn away, however, have you tried the Vanguard? It's a gossip of the living you're after. Bartenders are good for it. Oh, of course. Thank you, Eve. I meant it. Eve rolls her eyes and pats Adrian on the arm before pointedly looking at me. Keep them out of trouble, will you? Adrian here is a very generous customer, and I'd be upset if anything were to happen to them. Both of you keep out of trouble. To the Vanguard. Oh my god. I am so tired. I need a second. Hold on. My voice needs to rest. My voice needs to rest, y'all. Oh man, I had my mic muted. Hold on. So I shifted my chair and brought my mic closer to me. So this should actually be better for me, because my back is killing me. Alrighty. Despite having opened for the day, the Vanguard Lounge is still has a few patrons loitering around, but it's still the kind of atmosphere. At night, the lounge is bustling. The din of people and the sound of the band are at a constant dull roar. There seems to be a constant haze of cigarette smoke that settles like fog. And now the low hypnotic levels of the indistinct voices mingles with a sweet but unforgettable song from the piano on stage. It makes things a little surreal, like I've walked into another vision. The way Adrian's hand brushes my arm, I think they might share my impression. I shake myself. Oh. The person we're looking for is at least right here. That's how Teddy looks like? What the Well, hello, I didn't expect you to come this early for a drink. Work got you in a bind? Well, sort of. I slide into the chair in front of Teddy. After a moment, Adrian takes the seat as well. Glad to see that some of my favorite clients making friends. What'll you have? The usual? Hey, Teddy. Actually, something non-alcoholic right now might be better. Of course, but I expect you to come back for the spiked version tonight. You know, we just came from Eve's. They aren't much of a hard sell as you. Oh, hi, compliments. Same for you, Circe. Yeah, I'm on the clock. Teddy chuckles, a low, pleasant sound, and winks at us before he turns to get the drinks ready. Adrian leans in over to me. Do you think there are patrons here who might have seen something too? Possibly. Let's split up the work. Who knows? I might even be acquainted with some of them. I nod, and Adrian smiles. They get up with a light rasp on my shoulder and head over to the side of the room where boots are occupied. I can't help but wonder if those people are even alive. There's plenty of talk of ghosts wandering the streets and shops, and you're not even supposed to talk to them. But it's not like I have any idea how to differentiate the dead from the living. A gentle clink of the glass draws me back. Oh, where did they go? To ask your patrons some questions. Don't worry, they'll be right back. I actually have some for you, if you don't mind. Teddy's eyebrows raise. He leans back and crosses his arms, but his expression is one of amusement. I appreciate you ordering a drink first, at least. That's a courtesy your boss never offers. What's going on? Do you know a guy named Blue Castor? Tall, pale, dark hair, handsome, in a might be a serial killer sort of way. Blue eyes that'll squint at you like you're a splat of something unpleasant on his shoes. Looks like he hasn't slept in years. I can sense the instant shift in Teddy's friendly demeanor, though he isn't as quick to hesitance as Eve was to their disdain. He stares at the counter between us and shifts onto his feet. I wonder what the hell is going on with this blue man that treat people mentioning him like it's ill fortune. That's quite a description. Scarily accurate, too. Maybe it is. That's why Adrian sees them in their dreams, why he haunts them. Like a hammer, the tape from this morning pours at the back of my skull. Prophecy. It makes no sense. What prophecy? What does it matter? That's a difficult question, you know? Teddy smiles at me hesitantly. I can almost sense the sorry, I don't know much that he's about to give me. Won't you try for me? I sigh quietly and lean forward, hand on my chin. I catch Teddy's gaze and hold it, raising an eyebrow. I got a romance point there. Hey now, you're very good at being nice and forceful, you know that. Should I take that for the compliment you're implying it is? I give him a wink for good measure. He laughs. It's a pleasant sound. Maybe I can stand to flirt for information again sometime. Blue, huh? Honestly, one of the few times I heard about the guy by name. He comes here often, though. He has a drink or two and sometimes finds company for the night. I know what you're thinking, but those people are still around. I definitely would have noticed if someone didn't show. And, he rubs the back of his neck and freckled cheeks flush pink. Well, I can vouch for him, I guess. I may have partaken. I lean back in my chair, staring at the ceiling. The poisonous coil of suspicion and doubt that has been quietly stewing in the back of my mind starts relaxing a little. It's too early to say, but not every suspicious element has an answer. Is an answer. Penny drills that into me, but it's good to have a little affirmation. Sighing, I pick up my drink and down it. You know the type. He answers your questions with grunts and uses 3 words per answer, but he does tip very generously, and he's generous in other ways too, apparently. I guess it's good to know he's decent to barkeeps at least. Teddy flashes me a nervous grin, his cheeks still slightly pink. Though I'm sure I'd find it hard to look at your face and not share the address. Oh, really? Would you happen to be that kind? I fished my wallet out. Oh my god, wait, we gave the... Oh my god. Scribble my address on it, fold it into a square, and pass it along to Teddy. Grinning, he takes it and slips it into his pocket for safekeeping, I'm sure. You know, you might want to ask Miss Seymour. She's been introduced to you as Calliope the songbird, but maybe she knows something. I don't know she'd be in this early. Aren't her shows only late at night? Teddy shrugs. I think she likes the quiet of the back, or maybe she likes to be thoroughly prepared. Hi, Than. I'm behaving. Either way, she's here now if you want to talk to her. Is that all right? Oh my god. How are you doing, Than? I'm trying to get comfortable because my back is hurting. Okay. Oh, she'd welcome the distraction. Take that drink for Adrian and tell him to bring the glass back. Thanks, Teddy. I mean it. He pats his pocket then. One where my address is safely tucked away. I totally did not give the bartender the address to my character. No, I did not. You saw nothing. Absolutely nothing. You saw nothing. If you're bored or lonely, just, you know. If you're interested in this visual novel as well, Dan. Here's the link to it. Oh, there I go. I grin. Smiling at him, I take both drinks and hurriedly go find Adrian, who's already coming back towards me. Judging from the look on their face, they didn't hear anything worthwhile. Oh. Who said you don't realize until you hurt your back your body's like 90% back? Okay, yeah, actually... You know, I'm really feeling that statement right now, Crimson. My back is killing me, and I'm just like, man, I need a standing desk. I need one. That's gonna be my next investment after my car. Apparently, Blue is a frequent visitor thing, and he tips well, more than what I have. People notice he's here, I think, but... He shrugs, a little helpless. I clasp his shoulder and steer Adrian towards the back door, through which I saw Callie take Penny last night. Well, we might have someone to ask that question. Do you know the songbird? Callie, of course. Hold on. I'm gonna stand up and stretch. For real, my back is killing me. And no, you're not allowed to make jokes about me throwing my back in this game. Absolutely not. Bartender even hasn't come visit my character yet. Get a standing card, 2 birds with 1 stone. Ha! I know you, Than. I know you. Oh yeah! Oh my god, wait, Than, play this demo. Than, play this demo, please. Please, for the love of God, play it. If you like this man, oh, play this demo. The first time you see this man, that's all. Okay, I usher them back out. Although it's gonna take you a while though, like, I think I started at like 7:30. He's even better in profile. Yes. Can Callie's dressing room is decked out, but it's also less opulent than I expected. She radiates such a strong, confident aura that I assumed her quarters would be just as dazzling to match. Ow. The songbird herself smiles at us from where she sits at the dressing table. She's exchanged her stage outfit. Oh, God. I'm not freaking out or anything for a bathrobe, but something about her bearings makes me stand straighter all the same. Well. When I asked Teddy for something sweet to be sent to my room, I didn't think he'd take it so literally. Adrian turned a bit red, and they glanced at me helplessly. I can't do much besides patting them on the back. Be strong, Adrian. Be strong. It doesn't help that Callie laughs. Sound rich and pleasant. Where are my manners? It's nice to meet you. Nice to meet you again, Circe. Adrian seems to come back to themselves, offering their hand and a pretty smile. Adrian Navarre. I accompanied Circe here today because we're looking for somebody. We're hoping you could help us if you have some time. Oh, I certainly hope I would certainly hope to know the famous Adrian Navarre. Some of your artworks were displayed in the gallery in Elysium a few months ago, no? They were quite lovely. Thank you, Miss Seymour. You're most welcome. I remember being quite impressed with your brush strokes and the sense of colors in particular. Bold and eye-catching. Quite like the artist who put them to canvas, barging into my room in pursuit of answers. Now Adrian is really blushing. Despite the lightness of Callie's tone, they turn to me with big, imploring eyes. We really do need your help. Callie chuckles. She thankfully nods and leans back, waving a casual hand. All right, lay it on me. What can I do for you? I'm looking for a man named Blue Castor. We spoke to Teddy and some patrons, but no one seems to know where he is. Only where he visits. As someone who's here every night, I was wondering if you had any ideas. Callie purses her lips. She taps a finger to the corner of her mouth for a moment, considering I don't want to say that Adrian and I hold our breaths, but I'm pretty sure we do exactly that. I know the man. The art in the back of his room we're all not that colorful. All just sketches. Maybe in the what's it called? What was it? In the gallery. Maybe in the gallery they were different. Tall, dark hair, blue-eyed, sullen. He's always been a handsome addition to Teddy's nightly patrons, but almost amusingly repellent to any attempts of socializing, I should say. Unless it's on his terms. Yeah, we got that impression. I don't know why, but the others have asked don't seem to like talking about him. You mentioned you got a knack for knowing folks in the city, so do you have any idea why people might act like that? Color me flattered you remember our brief talk so well, Circe. Don't worry, Styx is a nice, friendly city. People here like their secrets and privacy, but you're supposed to be cordial with your fellows. But that's not the case with Mr. Castor. If he doesn't care for you, he'll damn make sure you know it. Callie chuckles. I wonder if she's saying that from real experience. He comes in quite late at night, maybe an hour before closing. His tips keep his name out of the servers' mouths, I imagine. He usually leaves with some company, something pretty to take home. Mr. Castor is neither interested in me or can't afford me risk me opening my mouth about him afterwards. So I've never been a candidate to be one of those pretty things. She narrows her eyes and I nod along, staring at me with a kind of sharp focus. Too smart for her own good, I think. You think Castor has something to do with all this? The missing people? The murders? Well, no. I'm flattered you remember our talk so well. Well, it was less than 24 hours ago. It was the night before. I glance at Adrian, who clears her throat. Right, we better make a retreat before Callie starts asking us questions we don't want to answer. Because Adrian's dreaming about Blue. Oh, so these two are sirens. And then the character I chose is half siren. Though I understand out of everybody in the city, she would probably be the one most understanding of things like the mysterious visions of darkness, tragically beautiful, grumpy men who might be responsible for their own brother's disappearance. Thanks for your information, Callie. I wish we could stay longer, but running away already? Whatever funny business you two are up to, it's gotta be real good. It's nothing like that. No funny business whatsoever, no. It's just I believe we've imposed upon you quite enough for the day, Miss Seymour, without warning. So I'm glad to hear the famous songbird likes my paintings. If I have another show, I'll be glad to pass along tickets. I think I remember that show, 2.5 seconds. Please call me Callie. She winks. Truly do I feel my nerves ease. I'm grateful she's not prying. Goodbyes are exchanged. I hate to say it, but both Adrian and I breathe a sigh of relief when we finally close the door to the changing room and step out of the lounge. Well, so much for that. I'm sorry to drag you on this wild goose chase. We learned some things and how many people don't like Blue and how others really don't like him. Adrian laughs. A little bit more lighthearted this time. I can't help but resist smiling myself. They grin at me, all sharp teeth. How about this? Thanks, Circe, for listening to me and for trying. Something still doesn't sit right. I don't know if he's elusive or he's just... They shake their head. If we can't find him, then I can at least ask around and see what others know. How much money have you got left? Let's go to the Killing Moon again. We'll split it. 6 crystals for you, 6 crystals for me. Shh, don't say that here. What if he summons Eve and they start collecting right where they stand? They say that and honestly wonder if Eve actually leaves their shop. It makes me think of a spirit, of one of those bound to a place of significance, doing whatever they do best. You're right. I'll do the same. If I learn anything else that might be valuable, can I contact you about it? Adrian nods, their smile wry. You know where I live. Or we can meet here, or maybe, or someone else. I'm sorry, but your boss kind of scares me. Yeah. I can't tell Adrian she's harmless because that's not true. They seem to know it and chuckle, clasping my arm. I've got my own clients I kept waiting, so I have to go for now. Talk to you later? Certainly. Adrian smiles again, though they stare over my shoulder at nothing, plain worry on their face, but they see themselves out. I blink owlishly at the bright neon lights as I step back into the atrium. Adrian is long gone. Instinctively, I look towards the side of the street where I saw them last night chasing Blue, but he's not there, nor are they. Of course, that would make shit easy. Not that I would know what to do if he was here. I don't notice the figure coming towards me until I almost walk into him. Oh my god, Archie! Will I see you later? Circe Hi, Archie. Oh my god. Hi, Archie. Sorry. I gotta save. I don't think I can finish it, dog. I'm losing my voice here. So I'm gonna safely stop here for now. Cause I don't know how much longer. Alrighty. So we're gonna save right here, put a pause on this, and then come back to this demo. I feel like we're almost done, but like, Lord. Oh, I should play it safe. Losing my voice? That's mermaids, not sirens. I really gotta stop though. So I'm gonna love myself and stop. Yeah, this is very generous for a demo. I feel like there are... if I keep going, we might get to the end of the demo. I feel like he's the last character, but like knowing me, we're gonna take a while, so... yeah, because it's like... the demo's supposed to be like an hour to 2 hours long, depending on how you play, but because I'm streaming it and I am talking, it takes like double the time, so... I wonder if... no, I'll just speedrun it. I'll speedrun it. No, it's fine. Archie takes a step back and waves his hand, though for a moment I'm not sure if he's waving aside my apology or if he's trying to ward me off like a bad omen. He blinks and adjusts his glasses and smiles. No, I'm the one who should be sorry. 4 eyes and I still can't see, apparently. Are you alright? Of course, what makes you say that? Archie raises his eyebrow, glances at the near shop window, wondering what he's seeing. Oh, huh. Yes, maybe I do look a little peaky. Penny's not overworking you, is she? No, I just got a lot going on. Nothing unusual in this business. If you're worried about me, you should see her. I can imagine. Archie's face falls. It tells me what he can, but doesn't want to. More striking is the concern is genuine and how much of it weighs in his expression. Don't worry, she's got me now, remember? You're right, she does. I leave things in your capable hands. He nods, mock solemn, though his smile takes away any sting his words might have. Almost involuntarily, I feel myself a little bit more relaxed. What are you doing out here? Are the tapes I gave you not enough to work with? They're more than enough, thanks. I mean it. If you find any more, bring them over, but please. Archie laughs, shaking his head. I have more, of course I have more. My old man was someone who liked to talk. I nod. My mind was drifting back to this morning. The one tape I have had the chance to listen to. Your father, was he an archaeologist? Instantly, Archie's friendly demeanor sinks. Not too much, I curse myself for asking the question, but his lips still thin and his jaw stiffens. He shifts on his feet, taking a half step away from me. Okay, I do regret saying anything. I'm sorry, I just forget it. No, it's fine. You would be a poor investigator if you didn't ask questions that put people a little at ill at ease. Well, that's more Penny's job. I'm supposed to be transcribing tapes. He raises an eyebrow and gives me a once-over. Point taken. I'm not sitting in Penny's office working on that, but how was I supposed to know this would be such a wild goose chase? I set out with Adrian this morning, thinking we had a lead. If we all did what we were supposed to do, I don't think anything would ever have gotten done. Nothing meaningful anyway. That's what my father was looking for. Archie takes a few steps away and inclines his head. I follow him into a corner. Oh no. This is gonna take a little longer. If you learn any more about him, you'll be an archaeologist. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a long scene. I'm gonna call it here. I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be sitting here forever. So, until next time, we're switching scenes. Before I change my mind. Alrighty. This was really fun. I enjoyed it. I definitely want to pick it up again. It is a very generous demo. If you all want to pick it up for yourself, go ahead and click the link right here. It'll take you to Steam. Why'd I put Stream? Oh my god, I made that command this morning. Alrighty, so check out Lunaris's games, latest project, Call Me Under. They also have other visual novel games as well that are on sale during the Steam summer sale, so feel free to check that out if you're interested. So that's it for the week. I will probably weave in another stream for this to finish this off. And then we'll go from there. Final Fantasy 16 is going to start next week, Wednesday. I'll have like the PS5, and I may be doing an unboxing of Wild 7 Nights' collector's edition because I'll have it with me on in person before he takes it back. So then we'll do that. If there's a Gorilla stream on like Sunday or Monday for like Story of Seasons or this game, you'll see. It'll be announced on Twitter and Discord. So if you haven't already followed those social medias, there's my Twitter, Discord, TikTok, and YouTube. You can find me all there. Thank you everybody for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. I'm trying to figure out who to raid now. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Can't raid anybody who's playing Final Fantasy 16. Everybody's playing Final Fantasy. Oh my god. Literally everybody's playing Final Fantasy 16 except for AKL. So we're gonna go raid my friend AKL Trifecta. One cool dude. He's currently playing Octopath Traveler 2. There we go. I was like, huh? There we go. Oh, you can hear the call me under music? Oops, sorry. Alrighty, so we're gonna go raid AKL. Take those raid messages if you're coming with us. If not, have a lovely evening, okay? Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!